consequences of a split with Draconia are also being discussed and accounted for. Amidst the burgeoning political drama, a meeting of the guard captains and their commandant takes place. And we shall move. Which. Or is it? Here it is. Okay. Alright, here we go. So we're up here in the council chambers. The meeting consists of all 7 guard captains and commandant sitting at the head of the table. The meeting itself drags on with numerous reports and details of comings and goings and the rather boring parts of being guard captain. Towards the end of it, the Commandant Caravella has a proposal to say. Now, as you all are aware, the arrival of Ambassador Thelvana has made things a bit tense, and between my lack of manpower and the recent demonstrations, my hands are a bit tied, given a more recent curveball. Ambassador wishes to travel alongside Councillor Irongrip to Gelt and, with air quotes, marvel at one of Marduk's greatest sources of wealth. The Councillor's normal security detail won't suffice with another VIP, but I can only spare 2 men for the trip. And Captain Sinclair, speak up. Will the Ambassador's body go? Because he's not one of ours, Giovanni. But this does provide us with a unique opportunity. Tradition demands that the Gold Satyrs recruit only the best from the other regiments. So, I want each of you to put forward a candidate to be evaluated within the next 2 days, 4 of whom will be placed on this escort detail as part of their evaluation. The other captain's kind of looking around. Some very low grumbles. So now they have more work to do. Lucia continues. Before we adjourn, is there anything else that needs to be brought up?
I will start by saying that Madcap is not dressed like that. He's dressed more like this.
Oh, okay. I didn't have a new thing, so
I didn't think to give you.
It's all good.
Well, he is not dressed as Madcap.
Fair. No, this is a captain's meeting. You're not allowed.
Mina's Zayam, she's new, or they're new, right?
Yeah, Mina Zayam is the new Blue Sash captain, and Alaric Roswald here is the new White Sash captain now that they have been built up again. He's actually one of the few higher-ranking survivors from the Slashers' takeover of the Shade Borough.
Gotcha. So when she asked if there's new business, Osric would raise his hand.
Yes, Captain Fiosat?
Well, we don't know if it's anything yet, but 2 nights ago, Officers Detmer and Sons responded to what we believed was a domestic situation. Upon arrival, they found a grisly scene. There was a corpse of an unidentifiable humanoid, male, but no distinguishing features were left. Body appeared to be at points flayed and burned beyond recognition. At the scene, arcane sigils written in chalk and other ritualistic paraphernalia were found. The victim, or possible participant, had a strange amulet in their hand, and I'll pass around drawings of it, which he does.
I will show it.
Details of this evidence have been submitted to the Marduk Academy of Arts and Arcana, but we're currently waiting to hear back on anything. Currently no leads, but I'm putting a couple extra officers on the investigation given the macabre circumstances. Just fair to give you all heads up in case you start seeing anything like this in your districts.
Captain Zion raises her hand. She goes, "Do you suspect this to be an isolated incident?"
With the limited information available to us, it's impossible to know at this time. I'd say unlikely. Certainly seems to be some kind of ritualistic or cult dealings. But unless we get more information or something like this happens again, we can't know for sure.
The elven captain of the Purple Sashes, Captain Loreleth, is kind of rubbing his chin. Daggers in the dark can and have done far more damage to our city than any armada. Should definitely be on our toes about this. Lucia continues. She says, "I agree. We can't afford to take the chance of it being nothing more than a few enthusiasts of the occult getting in over their heads. Make sure all of our divisions are briefed on the situation, as per Osric's suggestion, and be more vigilant when it comes to gatherings of people. We don't want to give more ammunition to, well, anything that might be brewing beneath our feet if there is something happening." Have you anything else to add, Captain Fierceheart?
Not at this time, but when I do get any new information, I will make it available to all captains.
Very good. I'll have a scribe remake the symbol in question, and everyone will have a copy to give to the rest of their men. Dismissed. And with that, the rest of the captains are they get up, gather their things, make a few additional questions to specific things that were discussed, but they are all eventually go their separate ways. Give me 1 second, I had to change a thing real quick. Okay. Let's see. All right. So, with that out of the way, 3 days pass since the beginning of this meeting. And in the later hours of the evening, perhaps around 10 p.m. or so, we're getting some...
It's not from me, I promise you.
I know, I'm just distracting sometimes. Okay. So, in the later hours of the evening, Quinn.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. You are finishing up a late night of work with record keeping and setting aside letters and other such things. It's a late night, so around 10 p.m. at this point. And Captain Caravella will come and unceremoniously walk straight into your office. She has a very serious look on her face, but she does not say anything immediately.
Ah, yes, come in. There's no need to knock and, lean on formalities here. It's not like it's an official government office.
She kind of looks at you plainly and kind of realizes that she has been rude, but you can tell something clearly does have her a bit rattled. Her eyes are not completely focused on you.
What has you so rattled this late evening, Caravella?
Can you still get in contact with the others? And quickly, preferably.
Some of them. Some are more easily reachable than others.
There's a situation, and they'll want to be involved.
Caravella, there's always a situation in Marduk. Do you not see the stack of papers on my desk?
The papers can wait. There's been a murder.
And Quen would pick up. Lore-wise, is it fair that there's murders in the city regularly, or is it pretty rare?
I mean, yeah, murders happen. But for one to have the commandant, to have the commandant concerned, is odd.
I see. So I would say I would pick up from the stack of papers like 3 or 4 folders, and I'd say, yes, these are murders as well. What is special about yours?
It's because somebody you know.
And her face would drop, and a little bit of the color would drain out of it, and she would say, "Don't beat around the bush, Caravella. Who has died?"
Osric.
Can't be. No one could kill Osric.
Well, that's why I want to go check. But it was a runner from the Red Sashes. So, gather your things. Get in contact with the others as quickly as you can. We need to be there now.
Even that might.
If somebody has targeted him in his own barracks, well, I can only shudders to think what else might be going on.
She sort of looks down, and then she looks out the window sort of dramatically, and she'd say, "Even at my best, I don't think I could take down Madcap. This is serious. I will move into action straight away, Caravella. You have my word."
She
I
stands.
thought she was gonna say Pigeon's gonna be so pissed.
She will look expectantly.
At me?
Yeah.
Insight check. What do I think she's waiting for?
Sure. Well, okay. She knows that you have the ability to do magic and whatnot. But I will say, given that it has been a bit, and you guys probably haven't gone over your gear, if I remember correctly, every time you killed one of the benefactors, you took their special communication amulets.
Ah, yes.
So, assuming everybody has theirs, you can initiate some kind of communication with them.
Okay, and is it like a group chat? Like I get everybody at once, or do I if I remember?
Yeah, basically, it's like you see illusory versions of and hear illusory versions of them, basically in your mind, when you activate them. So to the other person, it will look like you're kind of standing around and talking to nobody.
Got it.
But that's how it works.
Sort of like if you're on a Zoom call with wireless headphones walking around your kitchen.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah. Did she?
Speaking from experience, I see.
Did she give me any details about it? Did she say something about the slicers, or what did she say? Or we don't know.
She just said that Osric's been murdered
in his barracks.
In his own barracks. The barracks of the Red Sashes is very easy to get to.
Yes.
Very obvious. It's a large building with, a couple guard towers, walls, and yeah. And if we're on the city map, did I move us? We did move us. It's right about here. Okay. This little alcove right here.
Are we level 11?
Yes, you are level 11.
I'm getting that API error over here. I'll try to fix that.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Still, it's like, wow.
Yeah, I've been trying to load into your character sheet, and it says I don't have access to it. So I don't know if something's busted on your end.
Okay, I will attempt to repair this.
Yeah.
I just had a problem with my. Jeez, yeah. I'll see if I can figure this out. Okay, so I would say, Yes, this must be done now. Before I summon the others, were there any clues at all? Anything we can go off of? Is there a report?
And sent a runner from the barracks, so he ran halfway across the city to tell me this, and has for. Oh,
But we should get there and
Tales.
find the evidence ourselves, of course.
yes.
With this, I would take the amulet,
Mhm.
and I would speak the word and activate it.
Okay.
And
I would focus in on it, and then it sends out a signal, and basically the others have roughly 60 seconds to activate it. It'll kind of ping in your mind.
The first one to activate it will probably be Pigeon.
Mhm.
Can
Your-
Quinn see like where or like the kind of position I'm in? She can see me, right?
She can see you specifically, but no surroundings. You're like a hologram to
Mhm.
her.
Like from Star
Okay.
Wars.
So I mean, you could clearly tell that I'm like perched on something, though.
Is it a toilet?
No, like probably up on a roof. This is unexpected. I'm on a job. What's up?
So, while does everybody else eventually grab their amulets?
I think we're looking for Arco and Ajax specifically.
Yeah. I'll have my amulet grab. Sorry. Does anybody know how I can change my my oath in the D&D Beyond builder, or do I just have to like scrap my current
No.
paladin levels?
You just go to 3rd level and change subclass or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then
That's
there's any
it?
additional, yeah, and if there's any additional choices based on what your oath is, just scroll through and check see if it has like the little exclamation point on any of the entries.
And real quick, Ellis, did you have or cancel your subscription to D&D Beyond?
Yeah, of course it is.
Then if you had too many characters, it might have deactivated Quen.
Yeah, I just went through. I just went and fixed that, but it's still
Okay.
it says slot 6/6 used.
Oh,
Yeah,
So.
I still can't.
Oh
Load into your
wait
thing.
a minute. Yeah, she did get deactivated. Why? Okay, hold on. For some reason, okay, Quen moved from active to deactivated, and guess who is in the 6th slot? Isenbird.
Oh, he long gone.
I know. He did.
He real bad.
Oh, he did. So that might be why, because I was doing some
Yes.
encounters and whatnot, and like you
Awfully
didn't
sorry.
show up
Yes,
when
that should be
calculating
fixed.
it.
This should be fixed
Okay.
now.
Hey, look at that! I got
There
loaded into it.
is.
Excellent.
Stupid Isenbird.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of magic items, before we continue, I did make some updates just to make things a little bit more easier on some of your more recent things. So, Ajax, you have the Tarkov's phantasmal armor thingy. I changed it so it's worded a bit more like the boots of speed, so you can activate the armor and deactivate it, and it basically lasts for a total of 8 hours. So you don't have to like stay in it for 8 hours and risk losing it if you turn it off.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
Yeah. So now it works like the boots of speed, and it resets at dawn.
Okay, cool.
And then Pigeon, your migraine dagger, I made it simpler. It basically does the same damage on a failed int save, and on a failure, it gives disadvantage on the next like d20 roll. But if they succeed, or are intelligence 2 or lower, it doesn't work. They become immune to its effect.
Let me read this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's a little.
I don't
little
even
less-
remember what it. I don't even remember what it originally did. So
Yeah.
didn't I have to declare the damage?
Technically, it's supposed to go automatically. It's just you have to remember to do it. But now it should be a little bit more easy to do.
Guess what Quen's taking? Programmed illusion.
Ooh, shit!
I
Programmed
gotta-
illusion's cool.
Yes, I'd like your. I'm just going to quickly check my spells.
Yeah, if you want to swap anything out over the last 3 years, you would have had the opportunity to.
Thank you, sir.
So, I'm going to assume that the other 2 members grabbed their amulets. Some maybe a bit groggier than others.
What time of night is it?
10
It's like
p.m.
10 p.m.
You're probably still working.
I'm imagining he's at home at this point.
He's at home.
Probably still being overwhelmed by children. Because it's only 10 p.m. Fuck it, they don't sleep. It's not like they, have to grow or anything like that. And
We go to
have a
visit.
bedtime.
We go to visit Ajax, and we're like, "Your house is gross, Poncho. Why is everything sticky, Ajax?"
You go to leave and he just screams, "Don't leave me." Yeah, Ajax will go and will answer. So this is holographic.
Mhm.
Yeah, but only you see the others.
Okay. So you'll see Ajax going. Well, they would see any kids or anything like that around them, would they? Wouldn't they?
No, it's only the individual that has it. So if you're
All right.
holding one of the kids, it just looks like you're holding nothing.
All right. Well, you see Ajax holding one in his arms, the other one he's holding at arm's length. And he's trying to go and wade through stuff on the floor, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
This really isn't a ow! That's my fucking hair. God damn it! What is it? Can we do this another time?
Right.
I assume not.
Shoshana, can you wrangle these frickin' little monsters here for me, please?
Yeah, she comes over, tying her hair behind her back, and she's like, come here. Your dad has to talk to people."
And they calm down instantly, because that's how it works.
Yeah, now mom's here.
Yeah, yep, Mom, the authority is here. Time to calm down. Yeah, that's cheating. Don't know what you cast on them, but you
Motherly
need
charm.
to teach me. Oh,
What about Arco?
This is like a phone call thing, right?
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
How do you do
It's
it?
like it's like Magic Zoom.
Yeah.
it's those Star Wars frickin'
Sorta.
holograms.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
My society is to authorize the building of a clone army.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
You'll hear the phone click, or I guess the sending stone click, and you hear, "Hello, you've reached Arcocana. I mean, I am the Dark Knight. How can I help you?
What happened to your accent?
What accent? Sorry, there weren't a lot of good phrases in those sentences that allowed me to sort of show that I still have it. What accent?
His
Never
tone
mind.
also dropped like 50 feet.
Aren't we missing one?
Having found the 3 that she meant to find, Quentrith would have a dour expression etched into her face, and she would say,
Don't tell me.
I would look in the direction of Justinian's hologram and tilt my head.
Motherfucker.
They got him in his barracks. We need to get there right away, while the evidence in the trail might still be warm.
Yeah. Fuck my job. I'll be right there.
Wait.
And you see, you see Justinian jump off of whatever he was perched on, and just his hologram just disappear.
Nice.
Oh, are we holograms?
Yeah, we're
To the other
holograms.
To the
Yeah, to the other
Oh.
people.
You just sounded like B. Are we hologram?
Sorry.
Hologram?
Oh, well, in that case, Arco will say, Where are we going? Where are we meeting?
I would say we're meeting at the barracks of the Red Sashes downtown. I trust you know where it is.
Barracks of the Red Sashes, huh? Thank you for that. I'll be there. And Arco gets a cape and he flourishes it in front of his head, and he disappears from the hologram.
Wait, Arco, repeat the address back to me. It's at 7 Sarsaparilla Street.
I don't really see why I have to. I got it. It's pretty straightforward.
Just want to make sure you have it written down.
Arco's
just,
new.
just for clarity, do you need like a towel when you do this voice?
I will say I do have to wipe down my monitor when I'm done.
He's in a wetsuit right now. He doesn't need a towel.
Hey, it's funny you mention a wetsuit. I was wearing a wetsuit earlier today, but not now. It's currently wet. But
Well,
well,
practicing. It's all right. We
Nope.
understand.
Gwen, I know how much you know how much we mean to each other, so I'll say it just for you. It's 7 Sarsaparilla Street. Oh, jeez, that sucked.
Thank you, Cake. No, that made my whole
Maybe I don't
day.
want to do this voice anymore.
I'm in a mood, and you all cheer me up every week. Thank you.
I mean, it could have been 777 Sarsaparilla Street.
Damn it! The opportunity lost. And Gwen, yes.
So, has everybody else disappeared?
Probably.
And Justin, for the record, whatever building I jumped off of, I found it called.
Okay.
So Ajax is currently standing out on his porch, essentially. So did I miss something? What exactly has happened?
It's Madcap, Ajax. He was murdered in his own barracks.
Madcap's dead?
That's what I was just told. And now you know as much as I do, which is why we must make haste to his barracks to see if we can find the trail. Bring whoever did this to justice.
God damn it! Now I gotta go pay that out too.
Hopefully you can get the sitter.
Huh? Oh no, this has nothing to do with the sitter. This is I'll explain when we get there. I'll be there as soon as I can. You see him kind of like lift his arms and look down at himself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need a change of clothes. And he goes and kind of waves off the illusion and disappears.
Is Caravella still in my quarters here?
Yes. She's just sitting there. She's just standing there with her arms crossed. Just enjoying the sight of you talk to yourself.
Yeah. I would look to her and say, "It's done. They're going to meet me there."
Good. Grab your things. Let's get going.
I would nod and pull my cloak over my shoulders and make haste.
Picking up your weapons and any other equipment that you may need.
Yes, yes, and Quen is still wearing her signature jacket, which was actually tailored by Madcap, I believe. Madcap made some alterations to it and dyed it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he like painted like blue, and it was was it? It was a rapier and maybe like a flute crossed on like embroidered on the inside
I think
or on the
sounds
back
right.
or something.
Yeah, I think it was on the back.
And that person is not a counselor anymore, right?
No.
Okay. So I
In
would,
fact, she's not in the sea anymore.
I would pick up the jacket, and as I go to put it on, I would kind of look at it for a minute, sort of, just have like a moment of silence, look at it, thinking of Madcap, and put it on, cloak, pick up my rapier, hit the road.
All right. So,
I'm a fucking giga genius. Would I know what path Quentin is taking?
she's going from the Acropolis, so she's probably going to take the main roads, honestly. This time of night, that would honestly be the, like,
Yeah,
quickest and safest way.
about halfway there, she'll run into me.
Okay, so, like, right before the plaza?
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine you just kind of, like, come out of an alley.
Yep.
Caravella kind of recoils and almost goes for her sword for a second. It's like, ugh. And you're wearing the pigeon mask, I assume.
Yep.
Ugh. Somehow you wearing the mask is even more frightening.
Probably smelt him before they saw him.
It's
I
more
was
intense
literally
when
gonna
you're up
make a joke
close.
about that.
It's more intense when you're up close.
How did I scare you? I'm pretty sure this mask smells so fucking bad at this point that you could have smelt me before I walked around the corner.
Let's just say my mind is elsewhere at the moment.
I don't blame you.
Like, would I, based on our friendship, relationship, whatever, I don't mean it that way. I mean, would I call you Justinian or would I call you Pigeon?
I have the mask on, so I am the pigeon.
You would be the Pigeon. Excellent. Well, I mean, my inclination would be even with the mask to say, Justinian, but obviously
Mm-hmm.
you're under the cover. So. Pigeon. I figured you would find us.
I thought about meeting you there, but I like to walk and talk.
We appreciate the company. It is a dark day.
Yeah, I'm not particularly happy. Actually, pretty far from particularly happy.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking far from okay.
I mean, I'm okay, but like, I can tell you someone who's not okay.
Who's that?
The Red Sash Captain.
Oh.
All right. So continuing your way, you all eventually meet up at just outside of the Red Sash Barracks. It's a little under an hour later, so you're approaching 11 p.m. at this point. You see that as you get closer, that there are a number of other guards that are going and like clearing alleys and like standing watch around. It seems like they're kind of trying to secure the block, and it is a mix of red and blue stashes, given that this is happening pretty close to each other, and seems like it's more high profile, and they might have requested more help.
Mm-hmm.
You see near the front gates of the around the fence right before the barracks, Osric's lieutenant Sudash, formerly of the Blue Sashes, and the current Blue Sash lieutenant are seem to be talking to each other, kind of giving a couple of orders to some of their subordinates that are nearby. They all seem to break off as the rest of you seem to approach. The Blue Sash lieutenant is very weirded out by what they see.
Mm-hmm.
Sudash is a little less so. But as you approach with Lucia, they both salute. Sudash says, and for reminder, Sudash is a half-orc, It's pretty tall, pretty well built, and he was somebody who caught on to Madcap a bit early on. But he goes, Commandant, got the area locked down and are currently sweeping everywhere in between. Let's see, he says, what about witnesses? If you can call them that. Claim to have not seen nor heard anything, but I have the two of them in custody all the same. It continues. You've done well so far, Sudash, but I'm taking command of this investigation. She kind of turns to the rest of you, extra-legal acquaintances will examine the crime scene, follow the trail, find a trail, and follow it to the son of a bitch that did this. Um, now have free reign of the crime scene.
Lucia,
Yes.
when we find this person, I can stick my blade all the way through him, right? I don't have to worry about throwing him in jail. He's already got the death penalty, right?
I can sort it out later. At this point, as long as you can prove it's the right person, I don't care.
I'm always right.
I like your confidence.
I lean over and pull out a little notebook. So, how did he die?
Well, I can show you to the crime scene. It's in his office.
Died in his office. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's go.
All right, everybody want to go do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna move maps. So Sudash takes you into the barracks, past the training yard, and up to the 3rd floor. So, if you guys want to place yourselves down somewhere around here, it's not really meant for what am I trying to say? Like combat purposes. This is more so just so that we can have a stock of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll be there. I was hoping to do. I was waiting for a good time to like. Arco's here. He doesn't just show up. He's different now, but
Yeah, you can show up however you like, right?
Oh, if you want to do that, like maybe
Well,
as you guys are going in.
yeah, as they're going in, then I'll jump on this opportunity. From up above you guys, silhouetted in the moonlight, because it's nighttime, right? Not
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, silhouetted in the moonlight, you see a tall, looming figure sitting at around maybe 6'4", hunched over, staring down at you. He jumps from the roof of the building and does not land gracefully. He, in fact, actually does a really bad tuck and roll, and he seems to have hurt himself in a bad way. Arco has taken 3 points of damage. No, but sorry, that was supposed to be a lot cooler looking. Hey guys, sorry it took me so long to get here. It's really hard to tell which building is which when you're just running on the roofs of them, you know. But
Lucius is rather impressive given your attire. Noticing your armor.
yeah, well, once you wear it enough, you start getting used to it, and you could really carry it around once you have the right body physique. Oh, I should mention, I couldn't find a way to do it, but Arco is currently wearing all black armor right now, and he does have a very nice, luscious black cape.
Okay.
And in the middle of the armor, there is a picture of a yellow smiley face.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yes, you
Dragon Man.
No, wait. Sorry, I'll wait till we get to it. I wanna introduce his new persona naturally.
Okay. Also, for the purposes of this map, every time there is a little entryway here, there is a door. I just didn't feel like placing doors down on every single one of these fucking things. But Sudash shows you into this room, which is the captain's office. Reveal.
Yo, Quinn, why are we here?
Arco, I thought it was clear on the call, but I'm sorry to tell you again, but Madcap was murdered here this very night.
Madcap? He was murdered? By who?
That's what we're here to discern.
That's the Arco we miss.
A classic mystery.
I would walk up and I would reach up and attempt to place a hand on Arco's pauldron.
He'll kind of slouch down a little bit. Just where you're reaching, though.
I'd say, Arco, it's good to see you again. I wish it was under better circumstances.
It's been quite a long time. We've all probably been through so much. But
yeah.
I agree. I wish we didn't have to meet here. Especially having to walk in on Madcap dead and all. Kind of stinks.
I'm imagining, if we can just discuss this really quickly, I'm imagining that I would probably go to Ajax's bar like regularly. You know, have dinner or whatever, and
Probably.
bring some wine or something, right? I think we worked out something where I was gonna like supply you with like decent wine somehow. Some
Yeah,
good
I mean,
wine.
he would have gone and picked up, started going and stocking wine and shit like that. So yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I feel like I see Ajax reasonably well. How often would I see Pigeon? How often would we all see each other? Let's go around the room.
I don't know. How often do you drink?
How often does Quen drink?
Yeah, how often are you at the bar?
I'd say I would probably get into Ajax's bar 1 or 2 nights a week, probably. I'm probably real busy, but I'd probably make it a point to get in there at least twice a week.
Okay. You might say Justinian Nask, or as in the bar you would know Justinian Nask as Johnny Hartley.
Johnny Bravo, the karaoke star.
Whoa, mama. You probably have
Johnny Hartley, the guitarist and lead singer of the band, the local Nordic punk band, the Hedge Knights.
Wow.
Good name.
This is extremely good world building. I like it.
Extremely what?
Good world building. I like it.
Oh.
I would say you probably haven't seen Arco since the beginning of the battle between, what was it? It was the Dragonborns and you said giants? A war against invading giants. Excuse me.
It was a conflict that was going on in one of my other campaigns simultaneous to you. And they had recruited, because they have a Bahamut Paladin in their group, and they had recruited the Order to help in the final battle against the Giants. And so...
Bahamut Paladins were kind of like called to action.
And their leader, who's a champion of Bahamut, basically, through a vision, had seen some of the stuff that you had done around the same time, came to visit and was like, hey, I've received a vision of, your good work here.
Yeah.
Tell me the story. He promotes you, and then says, we got a problem over in Almaria. I think you should come. We're gathering as much of the Order as we can to help. And then that would have occupied you for a few months.
Yeah, I would say you probably saw Arco normally, like, hey guys, normal Arco, that normal Arco, before that battle started, and then ever since the battle went down, you haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
Now he's got his Batman voice going.
Yeah.
Because he's in his costume.
Yeah, it's funny because like before we even discussed it, I was just feeling like I hadn't seen Arco in a while. You know what I mean? But I probably saw Ajax and Pigeon more recently.
Okay, given Arco's changes,
Who's that?
Ellis, I apologize for calling Clem the pizza cutter.
I want to tell you something. I know you were kidding, but it actually hurt.
I'm sorry, I was totally kidding.
It's okay. It actually cut.
Wait, what are you implying now?
It cut me a little deep.
I just wanted an excuse to say it.
I appreciate it. And I want to say, like, I don't know if we discussed this before, and I was just zoned out. I did not know this was going to happen. So either well kept secret or I wasn't paying attention.
I tried to keep it as secret as I can.
Yes, well-
This was
well done.
me. This was a Cobra idea that I fucking ran with and basically rewrote the entire opening of this campaign
yeah.
for.
Nothing gets like a story going quicker than like a death. You know what I mean? It's like, let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh yeah.
I messaged him like weirdly. I'm like, I'm sending a message. I'm like, what if Madcap's murdered?
I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
literally, like my face lights up like that GIF of fucking Chris Pratt on Parks and Rec, where he's like, his like mouth is open and everything.
Oh yeah, of course.
Pulls out a notebook and goes and says, "Go on."
Go on.
fact, I looked up Chris Pratt, and these were this exact GIF were like the first three options. And I don't like the fact that Discord is also listening to us. It's concerning because I looked up Chris Pratt, and there were a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy stuff towards the bottom, but the first three were this. I'm just saying.
That's because that's where he was like made famous.
Yeah. Parks and
came
Rec
into the
was
limelight.
definitely. Yeah.
Where am I
Parks and
looking?
Rec
Am I
is
looking
like
for
the-
memes? Where am I?
I still think
Oh.
that it's.
He
Because,
put
I put it in the
he
wrong
posted-
OC.
Oh, that's okay.
Whoops. Sorry.
That's
Yep,
okay.
that's the one. That's the one.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
He's great in
I
that,
get
but the sleeper star for me is Aubrey Plaza. I love her in that.
Oh hell yeah!
Aubrey Plaza's crazy in
Yeah.
that show.
She is. She's really good in just interviews with like stupid
Oh yeah.
Jimmy Fallon or whatever. She's really good.
Yeah, she's got great like improv comedy skill.
Yeah.
Just she can roll off the cuff with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what. Speaking of Parks and Rec, Nick Offerman, fucking amazing in his episode of The Last of Us.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
It's so good.
I've heard nothing but good things though.
It's so good. All right. So I should also probably change my server profile name, because I am no longer Ratsevere.
Rasavir, we hardly knew ye.
Oh no! Anyways.
That's very good.
All right. Shit, like BRB. Okay, well, we gotta move on. I can catch her up to speed when she comes back. So, Dash leads you up into the third floor, and opens up the room. Immediately, the smell of blood and spilled alcohol fills the room.
Drinking on the job.
Would we have known that Madcap was a drinker? Is that something that we would raise an eyebrow at, or was that just Madcap being Madcap?
I don't know, Cobra.
I don't
know.
remember him being a big drinker.
I mean, there wasn't too much opportunity in Vigilantes Part 1 for that to even come up.
Mhm.
Or I say he would enjoy, like, when... If there's a point where he would, like, it was a good time to relax, he would enjoy a drink, but he was not, like, a drinker, really.
Understood.
He's not doing what I'm doing and sitting here looking at a fresh bottle of mead and going and saying, "This doesn't have a freaking lid that I can put back on.
Mhm.
Do you think I can drink this all now and be okay?"
That's right.
Yeah, he's not. He wasn't like that.
I mean, I'd say, like, he's 85. He's earned his, a drink or two.
Yeah.
It's middle-aged for a halfling. Yeah. So immediately, what you see in the room beyond the dead body with blood everywhere, the vanity that's over here. The mirror that's on it is shattered. Bits of glass are kind of scattered all over the floor and the actual vanity itself. The desk there's just papers scattered all over the place nearby. There's a number of like duty rosters that are just kind of out in the open. A few minor personal effects. A candle tipped over and was unlit. And a ledger for the division is kind of splayed open, but it has some stains on it now. Let's see.
I definitely
And
want
then
to.
there-
Oh, sorry.
And then there's this bottle of liquor that is on the floor that is kind of has spilt around it, but there are still some contents within.
Does anyone have detect poison and disease?
You know,
Nope.
it's funny you mentioned that.
'Cause I
I
don't.
almost got it.
'Cause I don't.
Oh wait, I do. I do have it.
Yeah, you do. Arco. Here.
Okay. Excuse me. Well, do you guys think he got maybe poisoned?
I think that Madcap would be too careful for that, but who knows?
You can make a. Make a.
I'd like to
Make it-
actually. Oh, okay.
Well, I was gonna say. Well, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say I'd like to walk up to Madcap and I'd kind of like to examine the body itself. Kind of like look at the face, look for any sort of, wounds on the body. Because obviously, if there's a bunch of holes in him, I don't think he got poisoned.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check. If somebody would like to assist you, they can.
All right.
I will.
Don't worry, guys. I think he's breathing.
I'll definitely assist Mr. Arco with
Please.
this
Okay.
check because I handed him the
Okay.
bottle. So
So, investigating the body. Here are the things that you see. There is a large puncture wound in his abdomen.
Wow.
This appears to be where most of the blood has come from. It seems to have stopped flowing at this point. The floorboards themselves are still like moist, because the blood hasn't like seeped in too terribly much, and it's still pooling a little bit. There are also multiple cut marks across the body. Some of the deeper wounds, and this is part of a natural 20, you do get some of the deeper wounds that are in there appear to also have like secondary cuts, as if another blade slid through the wound at the same time. There are small shards of glass embedded into his back. So, and then, you look into his mouth, which is kind of hung open. The tongue, gums, and the back of his throat are blackened and appear to be undergoing some sort of decay or necrosis or something.
gross.
For that, I would like somebody, either Quen or Arco, to make a medicine check.
That was all you, Quinn.
I got a +4.
I got a +0, so it's all you.
How about
Don't worry, I'm scribbling the notes.
A big 10.
Okay. I will say this. Given what you know about Osric's skill set, the conditioning and control that he has over his body, or had over his body, it's very unlikely that any toxin or disease could have caused this while he was alive. It's possible that if something were to have entered his body and it not be taken care of quickly, if it lingers, it could possibly do this. What? You know, what could have? You're not entirely sure. If it's some sort of magic or poison or whatever. But it does seem like something that would be a post-mortem kind of effect.
Interesting. So he gets stabbed and somebody did something weird to his throat. Is this what I'm inferring?
Well, those are two things that have happened, by the looks of it. Whether or not
Interesting.
that's the correct order, not sure.
Very interesting.
But there is also, the other cut marks along his body that have clearly torn up his clothes.
And you said there was a puncture wound like in his abdomen area,
Yeah.
and it's like a
seems
hole,
the-
right?
Yeah, it's like a big stab wound from like a long sword or some other larger bladed weapon. So it's not like a circular hole. It's definitely a stab hole.
Yep. Guys, I solved it. He's been stabbed. Mystery solved. I'm joshing.
Oh, Arco.
Wonderful.
If only it was
set,
that.
kind of like watching you guys do all this. Yeah, I figured that as soon as I walked in here and saw him like this.
I'd like to. Are any of the windows? None of the windows are like broken, right?
Looking around, no, the windows all appear closed.
Okay. I have other things to do, but I don't want to keep stepping on people's toes. Does anybody else want to do anything? I don't want to like.
Yeah, I'm trying not to just like
Yeah, exactly. Right. I'm trying not to be like I'm gonna roll this and I'm gonna roll that because.
I want to go through his desk.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
23.
Okay. So you look through his desk. You see the same things I mentioned earlier, the duty rosters that are kind of scattered about, some other reports. Just looking at the kind of like titling and some of the other contents of them, they appear to be stuff from his other guards regarding, innocuous things. Nothing about like conspiracies or anything. Like, okay, we got some muggers, we found some contraband coming through the docks, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
The ledger itself, for expenses with the division is left open. There is a stain on the pages that it's opened on from the alcohol.
Mhm.
Searching through
Have there been any pages ripped out of that?
flipping through the ledger, no, it does not appear as if there have been any pages ripped out. And you keep going through like the drawers and everything, and beyond like a glassware set that's so you find like a couple extra glasses that match the glass, like Scotch glass that's on his desk. You find that in one of the bottom drawers, alongside some like rations, basically. But beyond that, and just like other office supplies, you don't find anything else in the desk. You don't find any signs of a like personal journal or anything like that. But while you are over here, I'll also point out that this right here, this like end table cabinet type thing, or like whatever, actually has a safe embedded in it.
Okay. Before I try and crack that, I'm gonna ask Sudash if he knows of any, like, has he uncovered anything recently at all that might have unknown connections that we know of or that we don't know of? Maybe linked to symbols or anything.
Yeah. Sudash goes, Captain's been taking a bit of an interest in a recent case. Happened about 5 days ago or so. Some of our guys answering looking into like a noise complaint, and well, they found a body without skin, performing that seemed to have performed or unsuccessfully performed some kind of ritual. He's been obsessing over it lately. He had me look into a bit of it too, and the reason I found him is because I came here to, well, inform him of what I found.
What did you find?
Well, I like to do more person-person kind of investigation. Talk to people out of uniform, whatnot. A good relation with a lot of people on the docks. But I had been looking around to see if anybody had any recognition of the symbol on an amulet that was found at the crime scene, and he pulls out the sort of sketch that was given to them, revealing that symbol again.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a dock worker that recognized it.
Do I recognize it?
No, you do not recognize it at all. He from what he's told me, that he was unloading cargo from a vessel known as the Valmoira, an elven vessel. And some of the passengers were disembarking, saw an amulet fall out of their pockets. And, well, he went to pick it up. And as soon as he stared at it, he said he got some weird, uneasy feeling. But decided to do the right thing, and he returned it to the elven man who seemed to have dropped it. This was about a week and a half ago, he says. And I was going to suggest that, well, the captain and I get a warrant for the manifest and other documentation about that ship.
Well, it sounds like just you're doing that now.
Well, we got this going on, but I can at least get it and maybe, well, we can take a look at it together, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna try and crack the safe.
Oh, don't worry, I know the combination.
Oh, cool. What is it?
It's 17 to the left, 5 to the right, and then 21 to the left.
Awesome. You're the best. See, this makes things so much easier.
You're lucky I wasn't caught in the crossfire. Nobody else in the division knows the code.
I mean, come on, Sudash. If I really want it, if I really want it in there, I could get in there.
It's a good safe. I don't want it damaged.
That's very fair.
Since I guess it's technically going to be mine at some point.
I'll open that up.
Okay. Inside the safe, you find would Madcap have kept any money in the safe or anything like that, or would he have limited it to just like job related stuff?
No, I mean he's on the up and up now. He's got a fucking bank. Like,
okay.
No, there's not any money in there.
Okay. Would you have left those kunai that you had?
I was about to say the kunai of the sixth form would probably be in there.
Okay. You find his 6 kunai that he got made towards the end of the last campaign. Find those in there. And the only other thing that you find is an amulet that has that symbol sitting on top of a piece of paper with writing on it that appears to have been torn out of well, whatever it was put into.
Mm.
And the piece of paper has this written on it.
Would you like me to read it for effect?
Sure, I'm gonna read it in Madcap's voice.
Ever since Callan and Tef found that amulet, I've had a strange feeling. There's no explanation for what happened in that apartment, but people are looking to me to find one. There's more to it than just some magical mishap. Something dark was going on. Gives me a bad feeling. The sort I had when that bitch wanted to destroy the whole continent. But there aren't any new big players since we caught Fat Tusk and killed that fucker Wolzan. I've tried to go see that scaly shit. He might know something, but I can't get in. It was one thing for Madcap to go down there, but nobody on that side of the world would ever trust a known guard captain. Ironic. I'll have to ask the kid. The snake will listen to him. I need to be careful, though. Someone is following me, tracking me. Something I can't shake no matter how fast I move, what alleys I slip in, what buildings I climb. It's there. But who? Harker's wouldn't. The Pipers couldn't. Should talk to Levingham. Maybe he can help. Who knows? Maybe there's something new cooked up. The kid and the old man. Those are my next steps.
Well, it's nice to know that he was thinking of me.
Would you have read that out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. And Sudesh kind of goes, I had no fucking idea. I knew he seemed a bit on edge lately, but he's always so serious.
He is very good at not showing what he is really feeling. I learned that from him. I learned that about him from being so close in the field with him. There's a lot you learn about a person when you're doing dealings that are less than legal. That's not saying much, right? So Dash knows that Captain Osric Fearsheart was Madcap, right?
Yeah, he had his suspicions, and they kind of had a confrontation, and basically like, hey, as long as you keep your mouth shut, I think we're Gucci, right? So yeah. Yes, so the amulet, looking at it, it is made out of, like, pewter, basically, the kind of, poor man's silver. The actual symbol itself, it looks to be a piece of obsidian that, the housing of which forms the symbol. So it's got, like, metal pieces jutting off of the rim, basically, that holds it in place, that gives it that look. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And when you stare at it, it does feel off staring at it. Like, you just feel like, that portion in your gut kind of sink a little bit when you look at it.
Kind of a similar feeling to when I hold my dagger, right?
A little. Your dagger is more, like, in the head. This is more of, like, in your chest.
I just meant, like, the same concept.
Yeah, same concept. Different place, same concept.
I think this might be all that we're finding. I don't know. Keep looking. I'm going to go. Because I think this is enough to work with.
We got witnesses too. Or, well, people who were here that, when I got here, said they've been here for a while.
I'm not particularly great with the talking to people bits. Obviously, I wear a fucking pigeon mask.
Fair enough.
And also, it's probably better that I go talk to, Scales by myself. I'm kind of the only above ground person that he speaks to these days, so...
Okay. You want to stick around a little bit longer in case there's other things that people need to look for?
Yeah, I'll stick around for, like, a little bit, but...
once,
like, the physical investigation is done, I'm dipping the fuck out.
Okay. Does anybody want to take another look around the room as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Quen,
yeah.
make me an investigation check.
Oh, am I good at that?
I think you are.
Arco, come help me investigate this.
I'll help you, because I have expertise.
Justinian. I mean, Pigeon. Hello. Am I rolling?
You can roll, yeah.
Okay. Oh,
And he's helping, so...
I don't know. It's. I usually roll with advantage, but it's not for some reason. Ooh, okay.
It's usually
it's
beyond 20.
Yeah.
All right, so total 20. So looking around the room a bit more, now that you've kind of looked at the body, you notice another thing. There are numerous shallow cut marks in the wooden floor, both around the body. Some of it are on the walls and on like the vanity over here. And they're kind of like some of them are kind of close together and also seem to be like in a line,
Mhm.
but not like creating a single line, like segments of a line. And since you rolled really high, there are a few deeper gouges that you can see in the walls, particularly one that's very deep. I'm gonna move Ajax for just a second. In this drawer over here, it's like cut in. It looks like an axe head that got embedded into this in the like corner of this drawer.
Axe, you said?
Yeah, like an axe head.
It-
It's very like long and deep, and it's like, it's like going in and it's
Yeah.
going through the corner and a bit into like the drawer, like actual opening drawer of this.
And,
Did it?
Didn't
I would say,
Where's the silver axe?
well, I was gonna say,
Uh,
I kind of made note of it in the epilogue segment, and I think Quentin's probably been to Osric's office at some point.
Mhm.
She would know that he has the mad axe hanging up in his office.
My eyes would go right to where it should be.
You go and you see the plaque, like the kind of weapon plaque, like see like Skyrim and shit,
Yeah.
where it should be.
Figured.
It is not there.
Whoever was here, if Madcap had his weapon in his hands, it's no longer here. This is troubling, my friends. Troubling. What are you all doing after this? Do you want to get some wings?
Sudesh has mentioned that there were two people here that had been here since before he arrived, before finding Madcap. If you would like to question them.
a hallway here? Is this a doorway right here?
Yeah. Yeah, all these little like openings are doorways. I just don't want to put doors down.
Having seen the marks in the wall and whatnot, because that was all against this wall right here, correct?
There were some against that wall. There were some against this wall. They were all kind of like most of them you could see were on the floor. As far as the shallower ones, there were a few on the walls, but the big gouges were usually in the in like the back wall on that thing there.
I'm gonna go into this room over here and just take a look around, see what's actually in there.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Oh. Nope, that's intimidation. There we go. Investigation.
I intimidate the room. Ooh, 22. You don't see any signs of damage in here. This looks to be just like a secondary office, probably either for Sudash or other visitors.
Okay, but there's no there isn't any like indication that somebody was in there or something like that, that it was like a regularly used and there was possibly somebody in there that might have heard stuff or anything like that, correct?
No, this place looks pretty well kept.
Okay.
Yeah. You look at like the windows and none of them are broken. The windows in this room are actually locked.
All right.
And the only thing that you really find in like this cabinet, it's like a linen cabinet, is like like a broom and like some spare like simple clothes and things like that.
Okay, so yeah, there's nothing like, lived in or whatever in there. It's more of it's almost
Yeah.
like an empty office sort of situation that's
And it does have
used when
it
needed.
does have a secondary room for like somebody to sleep in, because the barracks is not only a place for like the guards to like drop off their weapons and train and whatnot. It's also a place for some of them to live, in case they have like really long duty hours or they just don't have a place of their own.
Right.
So only a few only a few of the rooms around here are kind of like permanent stay.
All right. So I'll head back in the other room and just go and say, let them know that there's no indication that anybody in there may have heard anything, thumping against the walls or anything like that. Do we know about what time of day this occurred?
You haven't asked. Well, so if you ask Sudash, Sudash says that let's see.
So it was
He
about
came back.
10:30 when we found out.
Yeah, it was around 10 when you guys found out. You got here at around 11.
Right.
Sudash said that he came in here. He came back to the barracks with a few of his guys around 8:30.
Okay.
And he, after kind of doing the rounds a little bit, he came into Osric's office almost immediately and saw him
Right.
there. And he says that there were two people who were here prior to his arrival.
It was Sudash. We knew it. All right. Then yeah,
Please
I'm gonna
join
go
me
and
in
ask
inviting President Barack
to interview the two that were in the facility at that time.
Okay. Sudash is like, all right, go this way. He takes you to the first floor and kind of yeah, he wouldn't throw them in like the actual cells, but he does have them like handcuffed to a table, basically.
Right. Okay.
And they're two guardsmen. They're out of uniform at this point. Or well, they were out of uniform when they were here, but Sudesh says that these are two of our guys.
Right. Okay.
They're obviously a little like pissed or frazzled about the whole thing. They see you coming up. And goes, look, we already said everything, but we'll say it again if it helps get us out of this. And the other one's like, we didn't do anything. We didn't know anything had happened. You have to believe us.
No, I actually don't. However, judging by what I've seen in the room up there, I have to ask, how often did Osric go and play around with his axe in his office?
I don't really know. It's he says it's a memento from his retirement.
Mm-hmm.
All of us around here kind of know what that means, but as far as I was concerned, it's just for show now.
So he didn't play around with it at all.
No, I mean, not knowing the captain to be nostalgic, but sometimes he's a bit hard to talk to.
Right. Okay. What time did you guys get here, by the way?
We both got off our rounds around 7-ish. We were gonna go home, but before then, we had to settle a debate between some games of cards, and well, just kept trading wins.
I see.
Been that
All right.
been that for about 30 minutes. Then Captain enters the barracks. What did he say, Boris? What did he say? He said he looked at us. He said don't work too hard, fellas. I'll be in my office if you need me, and rushed upstairs. Then,
Right. Okay.
and around 8:30, a little after that, Sudash and some of his guys came in. He asked us if the captain was here. He said, yeah. He said he should be in his office. Then the lieutenant came down, his fucking weapon out, telling us to stay put. Started barking orders at the other guys.
See,
We didn't do nothing, Lieutenant. You gotta believe us. And Sudesh says, I want to believe you, but for right now, can't leave anything to chance.
they also don't listen. That axe isn't exactly lightweight, and given the marks that we've seen, you ought to be able to hear that hit.
That's the thing. It was just us. It's just us talking, having a few drinks, playing cards. We didn't hear no scuffle upstairs.
Yeah, and yet there's a scuffle upstairs. So you were deaf, huh?
I mean, in my old age, my hearing ain't so good, but Boris hears hearing's really good. Yeah, I'm, can hear a pickpocket coming, dozen feet away.
Right.
Look, I know it. I know it's. I know it's hard to believe, but we didn't hear anything.
Are there any chairs?
Yeah, there's chairs. You're kind of in like on like a secondary room outside like the common area.
Okay. I'm gonna go and kind of hold my hand up, and kind of going to indicate, give me a moment. I'm gonna take one of the chairs, and I'm gonna go upstairs.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it against the wall.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk back downstairs and go and say, "What did I just do?"
Okay. Yeah, they go. I assume you broke that chair or something.
Absolutely not. Threw it at the wall, but that's beside the point. You heard it, yeah?
Yeah, we heard that.
Then how the fuck did you miss an axe getting thrown around a room?
They just look at each other. They're like, we didn't hear anything. You can make an insight if you like.
Oh. 16.
They seem very genuine in that they did not hear anything.
I
Like
look.
the one guy, the skinnier guy, Boris, looks like he's on the verge of tears at this point.
I look at Sudash and go and say, "For somebody who can hear a pickpocket, these guys are awfully deaf."
That's what's bothering me. Should have heard something.
Mm-hmm.
Walls ain't that thick here. We got some
You
ganger
never
locked
know.
up below in the cells. We can hear them moaning and complaining downstairs.
You never know what kind of magic they cast before they did the deed.
The two chained him with magic. Maybe. That's got to be it. Somebody magicked him to death quietly. There's people that can do that, right?
Or, well, there's blood fucking everywhere, man. They stabbed him.
Oh.
No doubt about it. But there are spells like Private Sanctum, for example, which makes it so the outside world, or silence, or blindness, deafness. And
we were talking the whole time. None of us is deaf.
They did hear the chair.
Doesn't necessarily mean it had to have been targeted on you. Some magic out there has specific targets or small areas, and some people out there are weird and can manipulate their magic.
I mean,
my sister, for example.
Don't know much about that, except some of the mages we conscript for certain things, but stuff's pretty cut and dry. Not like this.
Well, but Captain Osric Fierceheart is, was a high-value target. So,
They had said that a captain had gone and come in earlier, correct?
Yeah, he came in. He's got off his investigation, I think.
Which one?
Something about the one. What
Oh,
was
No,
it?
which
they're
captain?
they're talking about Osric, I think.
Yeah, they say that he came in about 30 minutes after they got off their shift and were like hanging about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking there was another captain that had gone and come in, and he was already up there or something like that. But
Yeah, that's what I got from those words too. But
do we think it possible somebody was waiting?
Maybe. But again, we didn't.
if somebody was waiting, it really, really, really proves, or not proves, but points to the magic situation.
Yeah.
But we don't know. They're pointless assumptions. Frankly, it doesn't really matter how it was done. It's done. He's dead. So, I'm going to try and find leads on the physical things. Goodbye.
Good luck.
And Justin, I think you know where I'm going.
Yeah, I know. We'll get to that in a bit.
Yep, take your time. I'm gonna make something to eat.
Okay.
So thinking back to the room,
Mhm.
the shards of glass, the blood spill, does that go and show any like indication of direction by any chance?
Um, thinking about it, thinking about if there's obviously an altercation. He was very clearly fighting somebody in there. How nobody heard. I mean, Pigeon put up a pretty good explanation, though
Yeah,
not
I
a
was thinking of
not a
silence or
conclusive
something
one.
like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. Given the fact that the vanity is broken and none of the other shards of glass, none of the other windows were broken, it's possible he probably at some point during that got thrown into it. Is what you think?
Okay.
So, um, and as far as the blood, there's the little flicks that you see kind of across the floor. Get the sense that those were probably wounds that he sustained before the killing blow, likely.
Okay.
So, but the
So it's
way that
not
the
like there's a point blank kind of blast of um like bloodline or something like that that we can see that
other than what
indicates that
was
so and so was in the bottom left corner of the room when they fired a crossbow and hit him or something like that.
not particularly the biggest
All
like
right.
pile of blood is what was like underneath what was coming out of his chest wound.
But yeah, so it was like what was leaking out basically.
Mhm.
All right. Um It's clothing. Were there any like singe marks or anything like that?
No, his clothes other than like the actual cuts that line up with what's on his body on his clothing. No
All right.
singe marks, no damage that doesn't seem like it is caused by physical trauma.
Okay. 'Cause, yeah, like the only thing I can think of is, if somebody went and hit him with like a firebolt or something like that, you'd probably see singe marks, or even electricity, you'd see like a singe mark or something like that
Mm-hmm.
on the clothing. So it's possible that it was something along the lines of I'd almost hazard a guess, maybe a arcane trickster or a hexblade or something like that that has access to silence and a blade of some sort that would go and deal some damage. And you were saying that there was some sort of weird marking in the blood or in the one wound where it was like there was a a stab wound over top of a stab wound or something like that.
It was
Um,
some of the like cut marks that you see on like his leg or arm or whatever. They have like an incision, like it's cut open, but then it's like a secondary incision. Given your expertise with weaponry, and all of the mercenary work you've used to do,
Serrated.
yeah, that indicates to you serration.
Okay.
But going back to look at it, it's a bit more clean than what you would think for serration. Because typically serration it is very jagged and messy.
Yeah.
This is more clean. There's a little bit here and there of like it's kind of messy, but some of the ones that are where it's much more obvious are pretty clean.
I'm
Like
kind of
there's like an
thinking that
additional
it's
piece of skin that's just kind of flapping about in between it.
yeah, like I'm kind of thinking that there's some kind of a blade that has almost like a three-pointed blade almost or three-edged blade where there's like possible serrated edges along the outer
Oh yeah,
edge of a blade or something.
those band bayonets that are like triangles. You ever see
Something
those?
sort of like that, but it's more like it's got like a razor edge, and then it's got like a pair of external kind of like wing serrations or something like that along the one edge that go and kind of show up or something like that, so it's kind of got some sort of a weird like one edge, but it's got like a couple of prongs around it that have like some serration or something, or like even if it's just like a couple of prongs that are just straight edges as well, that so it's almost like you're going and taking a trident and kind of dragging it along through the sand. You get that one deep one in the middle, but you get those two outer edges that kind of slice down through the sand along the sides, sort of thing.
So just for
Just
clarity,
smaller.
that is a good idea, but the way that I'm thinking of it in my head is it's like you have an incision that goes down, and then it's like kind of peel it open, like you cut like a pork loin, you don't cut it all the way, you can kind of butterfly it, kind of thing. But then
Okay.
there's like a secondary piece of flesh that is kind of cut at like one side or the other that is causing like a secondary
Oh,
cut down inside of it.
Like
okay.
woundception.
Yeah, woundception, cutception, exactly.
All right.
So, which is kind of what I was trying to get at with serration, where it feels like the
Yeah.
serration would be along one edge. This looks like it's along one edge, but like something else came through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's almost like it was two cuts made in one spot, but one of them was kind of off a little bit.
Yeah,
All
that's kind of
right.
what I'm going for.
Fuck, I don't know then.
It's definitely a very unique wound. Doesn't really ring a lot of bells in terms of what kind of weapons you know of, but
All right.
you also know that, between
People
the
go and make
elf.
weird shit.
Yeah, especially considering you're so close to Draconia, there's a lot of artificers up there, so there's been a lot of like rumors of like really weird experimental weapons and stuff like that. So
Guess where we're
anything's
headed,
possible.
boys? All right. So yeah, this is all right.
So Ellis,
Yo.
I think you were BRB'd when they found the note.
I saw the note, yeah.
You saw the note. Okay. Just wanted to make sure you got that too.
Yeah, I had a question,
Yeah.
and I apologize if I missed this. What was it?
Whoa, punk.
Yeah. Would you just remind me? I mean, this is my notes are weird. Ever since Callan and Teft found that amulet, I've had a strange feeling. Who are Callan and Teft again?
Sudash will tell you. Those are the two guards that responded to the noise complaint where they found the
Okay.
person.
And,
It wouldn't happen to be the two that are downstairs, would they?
No, those are two different guys.
Guard A and Guard B. Gotcha.
One of them's named Boris.
That's right. Did say that.
Boris?
Yeah, the skinnier, frightened one is named Boris.
Boris and Doris. That's a deep cut.
Of course, the guy named Boris is a skinny fuck who's scared of everything, just like Boris in real life.
Is this someone that?
The only thing I can think
is
of.
that a deep cut?
The only thing I can think of is the nerdy guy from Goldeneye.
I was making fun of like the former prime minister.
Oh, I was doing a True Lies Arnold Schwarzenegger reference.
I have not seen True Lies in a long time.
Yeah, 91 movie, I think.
This is the one where, like, it's like, remember when I said I'd kill you last? Is it that one? Or is it a different one?
That's a different one. I think this is the one where
Jamie Lee Curtis had a striptease.
Yeah.
Oh!
I'm tired of staying in the van, Harry. I've spent 40 years in the van, Harry.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. Alright, well, I know what I'm looking up tonight.
Oh, it's great. It holds up.
Well, after,
Jamie Lee Curtis? Oh shit! I gotta go check that out.
And it's got yes. Never mind.
Yo, Jamie Lee Curtis turns her fucking rings around, yo. Hardcore.
That's right.
She does.
Alright. Anything else anybody would like to, do here at the crime scene?
How do we like Quen 2.0? I don't know. I'm just tinkering with it.
Looks cool. Definitely, change up.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
exceptionally high collar.
yeah, I know. I was just looking at like some of the new outfits in Hero Forge, and that just caught my eye.
They've got new hammers too.
They haven't released new like rogue stuff in ages.
No, they haven't.
Like I'm looking through it. Like they have some new daggers, some new fucking daggers, which are real cool. But like,
It doesn't really go, and yeah, they haven't gone real roguish. Yeah, I don't have anything else to go and really ask at this point. I don't think.
So we've done a good search of the body, right? We've searched the desk. We've looked at the ledger. I think.
Crack the safe.
Is there a safe?
The only thing we didn't do is check for secret messages written in invisible ink on the documents on his desk.
Yeah.
Well, Pigeon was looking through the stuff on the desk, and given that they are proficient in thieves' cant, they didn't really see anything that jumps out at them as a secret message. But we also knew that Ozric was not. Yeah, also knew that Ozric was not well versed in such manners in terms of creating them. So
Right. All right. Yeah, I think we're wrapped up.
okay.
I gotta say, this mead, not as good as I was hoping. Not bad, but not as good as I was hoping. Anyway,
So
continue.
all of that.
So as you kind of collect yourselves, go over what you've learned, you're walking out. You see Lucia is kind of still giving out orders to other people. Sees you come out. Well, do you have something? Please tell me you have something.
Pigeon Man has it.
Oh yeah, the pigeon's fucking gone.
Oh.
Yeah, he's inside. He's got it inside.
Did you
Where is
tell
he?
anybody what you were doing?
I don't know.
I mean, I had mentioned, I didn't say it explicitly when I left, but it was implied that I was going to see Scales.
He mentioned it to me on his way out.
Alright, well, one of you was following a lead. What about the rest of you?
We're going to talk to the old man
There is no time to grieve.
down by the docks.
old man.
Yeah.
You're not talking about the caretaker, are you?
He's an old man too.
Talking about Levingham,
Well,
right?
that's what
Yeah.
she's referring to, the caretaker of Bellendir.
No, we're going to see Levingham.
Ah, well.
If you say that out loud, they're gonna know where we're going, and then they got a chance to get ahead of us and kill him.
Who?
It's the last thing that we want. We're going to see an old man down by the docks.
Yes.
I see. Well, good luck. I will likely be here all night, working through all of this. Here, I was hoping I would actually be able to sleep well for once.
As a dad, it'll never happen.
Did anybody do a detect magic?
Nobody did.
Nope.
I'm gonna.
I don't think I have it.
I'm gonna do that, and just for I'm gonna say that's what Quen's been doing for the last couple minutes. So I'm gonna do it as a ritual.
Okay. Would you have done that before or after Pigeon Man left?
He probably would have left during.
Okay. Magic. Other than. Let's see. No, Osric didn't have magic. Didn't really have any of his magic items on him anymore.
Well, he had
Oh,
the.
I took his kunai, by the way.
Yeah.
He
What were you
had.
gonna say, Ghost?
I feel like no one was going to argue that those were pigeons, but
Okay.
I mean, Odric would have his earring of communication on him,
Okay.
as well as the amulet of proof against detection and location.
Okay.
And
So
his ring of mind shielding.
okay. So you do detect that the earring and the pendant are still on Osric's person. But you do not detect anything or see a ring on his finger anymore. Other than that, you don't detect any other magic in the room and kind of going throughout the rest of the barracks, other than what's on your and everybody else's in the group's person. You don't detect anything.
Okay.
All right.
Merci
All
beaucoup.
right. All right. So, I take it then Quen, Arco, and Ajax are going to Levingham, and Pigeon's going to Hostal.
Shh, the old man.
It's the old man down by the docks.
They're all in the van down by the river.
I thought it.
All right.
How did you know he was in a van?
Who wants to go first?
Oh,
I'd say Pigeon
for
can
what?
go. If Leg wants.
I don't mind waiting. I'm making a new token, so
Ooh.
Okay, then we'll do Levingham group first.
all right.
All right. So, doo-doo-doo.
So as we're walking, I'm bitching and complaining because now I have to go and, or I'm bitching and complaining and go and say, damn it, now I gotta go and get Danrick his frickin' money, bloody bastard. You know that he went and was the only frickin' one to go and guess that it would take this long for one of us to die. The only fucking one. Now I gotta go and frickin' give him up.
You and some of your
goddamn
buddies
gold.
form a Deadpool.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So heading from the barracks across the canal, up North Batast, and off the side road that leads you to the Tower of Brelindir. You walk up to the front double doors. They appear to be locked, but have a very large, kind of knocking handle on them. You wait for a moment. And the doors open, and standing there is not Levingham or his apprentice, Grella, the former John's alchemist. Is in fact a humanoid, hairless, teal-skinned, and they appear to be, and they're wearing like kind of simple wizard robes, and they are hovering slightly above the ground, like like 2 or 3 inches off the ground. And it kind of gives you a bow. It says, "Lady Cohen Green, Paladin Kara, Ajax Cold Warden, the Master welcomes you. Please follow me."
I look him up and down and go and say, "You've changed. I like what you've done with your." I look at the others. Hair?
You appear to be kind of male looking, but no, they have no hair.
Yeah. That's why he's looking at the others like, what the fuck do I say here? Hair or? So yeah, he's
you appear to be
confused as to
mistaken.
what he's looking at.
I am, well, I am a creation of the caretaker, known as a Magen. The artificial beings with some limited magical capability, but I am here as a daily assistant to the caretaker and his apprentice.
You're the bellboy.
That and many other things. And he's kind of hovering along. As you note, as you walk into the tower, assuming none of you have been in here since beforehand, it is much larger on the inside than you remember, and the decor has changed quite a lot. It looks a lot more extravagant. Well, not necessarily extravagant, but much more luxurious. Furniture's a lot nicer. Carpets are nicer. Everything looks nicer in here and a lot less cramped.
Okay.
And you head up into the sort of spiral stairwell, and the Magen in front of you stops floating and says, "One moment," and kind of traces a rune on the side of the stairwell. It says, "Please hold on to the handrails." And you do so, and you feel the stairs move up and around the tower. And you appear to go up a few more floors than you remember. And eventually it stops at a landing where you can head into the next room. The Magen opens it. "He's here in the workshop. The master has been doing many late nights, so apologies if he's in a foul mood." But you manage to go in, and here in the workshop, it is, well, this room didn't exist when you were here last. There is a ton of stuff in here. There is one of the most elaborate alchemy lab kind of setups that you've ever seen. There are massive bookshelves full of books and scrolls, and shelves of alchemical reagents, things preserved in bottles. Um, there's a number of kind of large pieces of parchment with sort of diagrams and alchemical formulas written all over them. Um, and most interestingly of all is this massive, well, not necessarily massive, but this very large device, sort of at the head of the room. It is this large brass contraption, with um, that appears to be a model of the of the planet Animus, with a large illuminated orb further away, appears to be the sun, and then two other spheres that are slowly rotating around the brass model of Animus. The two moons of Animus, Mortis and Targati. Kind of connected into a lot of this, there is a large telescope, by the looks of it, that, strangely enough, does not have a viewpoint anywhere. And there is another device that's currently active. Levingham is kind of peering through. You can see his hand moving, and a projection of stars and constellations up onto the ceiling. And you can see his hand moving about, and the actual positioning of what is being projected is changing. Is anybody proficient in Arcana that is in this group?
No.
No.
I have
I
half.
have a -1.
I have half proficiency.
I will say, given that you have Jack of all trades on it, you can roll, but your DC is higher.
Okay. Anybody else?
I got nothing.
Okay.
You'd have to be proficient or at least have the Jack of all trades.
Sure, I will do my best.
No clue what this is.
Yep.
It's funky is what it is.
That's fair.
But it's a moment before he acknowledges your presence, and he kind of has it stop and turn. It better be good if you're disturbing me this late.
It is.
Looking at Levingham, you notice he looks a decent bit younger than what you remember. Whether it's just because he's not living in squalor in the middle of a tomb anymore, or something else, you're not entirely sure. He no longer has bandages on his right arm. His hand is.
Does he have a
there.
right arm?
Yeah. Well, he did beforehand, but it was bandaged because it was fresh.
Now,
Oh, right. Gotcha.
now, didn't we see him before that he was fucking around with clones?
He did have a clone.
Yes.
He did have he called it his contingency, and it was in a coffin.
So, Mr. Levingham, or are we speaking to the contingency?
Yes, you are speaking to the contingency. Version of myself, perhaps about a decade younger.
Same memory, same consciousness?
Yes, absolutely. A minor mishap with my personal project, but much of that is on hold now, given that mishap, and, well...
Given the fact that you died.
Less died from the thing, but complications regarding it. It's not important. My research taking me elsewhere, as you can see.
I would turn to Ajax and Arco if they were within earshot and say, my own limited control of the arcane is one thing, but this is far beyond anything I could ever imagine.
I'm lucky I can still shoot little bolts of shit.
I suppose I should have at least do the courtesy of some level of pleasantries. No doubt this is your first time back since my return as caretaker. What do you think of the tower?
You could have gone a little bigger. I mean, there's only, what, one of you?
Well, me, my apprentice, and the floating help over there. You see the Magan is floating around, and he appears to be making tea.
Right. I'm sending my kids here.
Oh, please, don't. Children... Well, I wouldn't want to be the bearer of bad news should anything happen to your children while they are here.
Yeah, I know.
But congratulations, by the way. I've been a bit sequestered, I know.
Whose side are you on?
Just trying to be perceiving as pleasant.
Yeah, they're little monsters. Don't kid yourself. Anyway, so Osric's dead.
What? Well, that's a hell of
Oh.
a way to start a conversation.
I didn't want to beat around the bush. You're busy. You got other shit to do.
So somebody finally killed that That little monster. I say that with the nicest of pleasantries. Most efficient. But
I couldn't argue.
ugh,
But yeah, somebody did, and yet nobody knows who or how.
well, fill me in. Perhaps I might be of some assistance. I assume that's why you are here. My expertise.
Oh, wasn't there something in the note?
Uh, yeah. Here, I'll display it again.
Oh yeah, no, I'm aware of it. I'm just
Okay.
going and like I'm looking at the others and going and saying it. I
Mm.
should have said something.
Okay.
So he had something written in that note, right? Something about going to Levenham here.
Osric left you a note. Wanting to talk to me.
I guess you were some sort of contingency. Something about some necklace thingy. Did we get that necklace, by the way?
No, Pigeon has that.
Oh, gotcha.
You'll have to repeat what you just said because I just lagged out for a second.
Oh no, he said Pigeon has the necklace.
Oh, okay.
I was asking if we had gone and grabbed it, but Pigeon has it. I forgot about that.
Sudesh would have given you the copy of the symbol that he has.
Yeah, I would have gone and scribbled a copy of it myself as well.
Okay.
So, I'd hand him my little notebook, of the sketch.
You say this symbol was found on an amulet, sort of formed out of the
Yeah,
casing, the gemstone within.
yeah. Apparently, it's been seen a couple of times here. Wasn't it some drops out of somebody's pocket on a boat? The Elvish boat there. Anyone remember what the name was? And I look over at Gwen and Arco.
Is it the Methalqua?
No, the Valmoira.
Is
Gwen,
it the
give me-
Valmoira?
Valmoira. Gwen, give me a history check.
Ooh, I'm good at that. No, I'm not. Okay, whatever. Oh, yo!
Oh no, it's bad.
Oh, no.
Well,
No,
yeah,
baby,
doesn't-
no.
It was
the
on
Valmoira
some
does
elf
not.
boat. Somebody dropped it out of their pocket,
It was.
I
and
mean, elven boats come and go. You're a trade city.
Yes,
yeah.
You can keep track of it. You're juggling a lot of plates right now.
It was the SS Knife Eaters, I think it was called. It's the worst guess you could think of.
not as classy as that SS Beard Baby.
Yes.
All right. Not come across this. Hold on. He gets up out of the chair that he's in that contraption. Walks out. And kind of has his sends out a mage hand to grab his spell book. Let's see here.
Man,
Here we go.
any
We'll
rough
try this
approximation
one.
origin at least?
It's what I'm trying to find out. I'm not exactly the best when it comes to divinations, but I know a few handy spells that might work. He goes to begin casting. Me. And his eyes kind of glaze over for a moment.
The Jeopardy's theme song goes and starts playing.
That's odd. The spell worked, and yet I got nothing.
How did it work? And
Well,
you got nothing.
That's the thing. Divinations are a fickle thing, but something like this, well, typically, if I find nothing, then that would mean the spell either did not work or something prevented the information from being acquired. But I know the spell worked. There's a feeling that you get when these things work. And yet I got nothing.
Right. No feelings. Do we at least have some faint, like, region of origin? Like, is it some sort of elf doodle or?
Wait.
It's
Oh, damn
what?
it. No, my nat one.
Oh.
Because I think I know what it is, but Quinn doesn't know.
Okay. Well, okay, but if you have an idea, feel free to present it.
Well, I
Your
mean,
history check was more on the recollection of the name of the boat. If you have something that is different, then maybe you could present that as just like, oh, wait,
Mhm.
because it's an
There's
investigation.
not in
I'm
the
not
picture
gonna
book,
hide. I'm not gonna prevent you from making a judgment call based on information that you have.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just assuming that it is a symbol. The symbol is from the Phelan Isle, the Phelan,
Okay.
the archipelago.
Gotcha. So the history check was for the boat. For the symbol itself, if you want to try and confirm that, you can make
An elf check. Roll elf lore.
history or religion if it makes any difference.
They are both +2.
Okay.
Can I roll deception to try to make up what it is? Just
You need to roll.
Oh!
I know you.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So thinking back to about kind of Phelan society, kind of looking through a lot of the different like house sigils that you know of, and all of this other stuff. Nice thing about Elven like culture and stuff like that is stuff tends to be pretty static because they live so long.
Sure.
Whereas like with humans, it's as soon as one dynasty
good
ends,
point,
all that
AJ.
shit goes out the window.
Yeah.
Just be glad we're not
So-
goblins.
but thinking through your kind of lexicon of political knowledge, that symbol doesn't match anything that would come from the Isles.
Oh, really? Okay.
The styling of it is too harsh. Like just straight out that. The kind of styling that you would see from like Elven house sigils or sigils for organizations and things like that tend to be a lot more graceful. You
Yes.
know, think
A lot more
like
curvy.
yeah, think like elegant calligraphy kind of stuff, or things like those, like the druid knots, like those Celtic knot kind of stuff, things like that. Those that are kind of elegant but have a lot of meaning behind them. But this symbol is way too jagged for that. But it also doesn't really match anything that you would think of coming from Draconia either, as typically what is missing in a lot of Draconia iconography is dragons. You don't really see a lot of dragony stuff in that symbol.
The beard babies.
Did would Pigeon have kind of shown the amulet around to the group when they opened the safe?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. But thinking back to the symbol that you found, like it's it's a little too simple to be like some item. But at the same time, you think maybe some kind of weird holy symbol. Maybe. But even then, it doesn't really match any known heraldry that you can think of.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah,
Mhm.
interesting.
Hmm.
Because a lot of paladins and clerics, their holy symbols are usually amulets or pendants or sometimes bracelets or something like that that have like the symbol of their god on them. For a lot of them, especially the necklace ones, they are like cast in metal, or are for the more extravagant ones, like if you're very high ranking in like a paladin order or something, they might have one that's inlaid with jewels and other things like that.
Could this possibly be like an old kind of god, like an old forgotten sort of deity that may have been lost to time?
Maybe, but if it's been lost to time, how
Oh
would Arco
yeah,
know?
well.
Good player thought.
Guys, we
not
gotta go
necess-
back.
Okay.
Gotta-
Lost reference.
Yeah, Levingham is very puzzled. Whatever you've stepped into, whatever Osric has stepped himself into, is very puzzling.
Yes, this is something that will take a while to unravel. Probably at least 12 to 15 sessions.
But you don't have the
quite
actual
dumb.
amulet itself that you found this symbol on, correct?
No, we gave that to. You remember our associate, the pigeon.
Could I forget?
Yeah, of course. How many? 5. How tall is Justinian? 5 feet something.
I don't know actually. I think 5'7".
How many 5.5 foot tall pigeons do you see walking around Malta?
Oh, I was right on the dot. 5'7".
5'7".
Perhaps I might be a bit more successful if I have the actual item. So perhaps link up with them and come back and see me, I guess. I'm having a lot of late nights, so I'll be fine. Can't exactly stargaze when the sun is out.
What I'm debating. I'm debating well, I guess I'm half saying this in character, but I'm debating giving Levingham one of the amulets. What is it? What do Arco and Ajax think of that? Or what does the DM think of that?
He also does still have the control sigil up at the top.
Okay.
Oh,
that's
so
right.
He can initiate from there, but he can't.
Okay.
You can't listen in.
He can initiate, but it won't call the control thing. So if you want to contact him at any time, or at least when the thing has its charge, then you could do that.
So we can contact him, but he can't contact us?
Well, if you give him the amulet, then
Other way around.
Oh, okay.
yeah. If you
Um.
give him the amulet, it doesn't matter.
All right. The earrings of communication are 1,000 feet. Never mind.
Oh, those two. Yeah. Oh, didn't we have those at the big gala?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You got those made before then,
Justin.
or you bought. I think you bought the set from the person.
Very memorable set piece.
Yes, I'm very proud of that one. I mean, if you want to give it to him, give it to him. I don't care.
Levingham, I will give you this. And Quinn would take off her necklace and say, I think we might have some questions for you, and if you think of anything, you can reach us a bit quicker.
We also have the extra one from Osric.
Oh, jeez.
He was wearing that, and he had the earrings, but the ring was taken from him.
How long has it been? Like, in the amount of time they've been there?
Since they've been there, so it probably took about an hour, a little over an hour to get up to the tower. They've been there maybe about 20-30 minutes.
Okay, so like my thing probably wouldn't have taken that long, right?
So Hostel has moved, so you have to go to a different part of town now.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not in the Undercity under South Side anymore. He's actually set up in a basement of an antique shop that is in kind of like this corner of the Heights. And the antique shop is also one of the fences that you guys use.
Okay, and like we were like right over here, right?
Here.
Okay, yeah, so it wouldn't have taken me that long, especially with how fast I am, you know?
Yeah, to get there, but we got to do your stuff there first before we link you up.
Well, I was gonna just use Animal Messenger and get them the thing, timeline-wise.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Wait,
wait,
the
the
animal
timeline,
messenger isn't that like sending but with an animal?
kind of. I feel like, I'm pretty sure I can send something physical too. Let me
look at the
read it.
spell.
I can, there we go, there you go.
Ah,
You don't even gotta open it.
yeah, it just says it delivers the message magically, like replicating your voice, so it doesn't send anything with it.
Okay,
And plus,
I do, I mean,
this amulet's kind
I
of
also,
heavy.
I do have
so-
speak with animals though, so like, I could use both really. We can get to that.
Yeah, let's put a pin in it for now. I'll also say that the amulet's also kind of heavy, so like a pigeon would probably be bogged down by it.
Didn't necessarily need to be a pigeon.
Yeah, but that's your whole thing, right?
I mean, it is like most of my thing, but like if it's not possible, I'll use another animal.
You need to like
Okay.
build a
Or a
brand.
raven that's dressed like a pigeon.
Mm-hmm.
A raven wearing a pigeon mask.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine
With
if
a,
we
with
Justinian's an Aarakocra the whole time. We just didn't know.
Not real.
That's right. I just remembered how many times I was like, you know, my cousin that has an Aarakocran cousin. No, he doesn't.
It's not real. Nobody's sure if they were real. It's a lore thing.
Right.
So, nobody has any other questions for Levingham. I think we'll skip over to Pigeon Man. So Pigeon Man, you're moving. Your
DM.
way. Yes.
You said my name, so I
Okay. You make your way over to the antique shop that you know Hostile has moved to. Given that a captain of the guard now knows where his space is, and he definitely has not been putting his part into good use, that he had to move. And plus, with your network building, shall we say, it's a good place to be close to the action.
facts.
The antique shop is closed for the evening, but the basement is accessible through a sort of back alley stairway.
Is the door open?
No, it is locked.
I'm gonna pick it. I'm not even gonna ask.
Okay. Thieves' tools check.
And that's I forgot what that is.
It's sleight of hand with your proficiency, if you don't already have it, or expertise if you have.
I have expertise in thieves' tools, so it's
Sleight of hand with expertise.
so my sleight of hand is so it would be expertise is twice your proficiency.
Yes.
Okay, so it would be 13. So add 4 to whatever I roll.
It's
28.
Man, Hostile gonna update his locks, man. Like, you're good, but if anybody was like almost as good as you, they'd be able to get through that pretty easy.
You blew on the lock and it opened.
As soon as you open, hanging from one of the rafter beams is the big boa that he has, and it just looks at you and flicks its tongue at you.
Fuck off.
And it goes and kind of like coils back up. As you say "fuck off," coming from behind his trademark bead curtain, from the other side of the room, is Hostile. He kind of only has one set of clothes, and he just is kind of like blinking very hard. And goes, "You have any idea what fucking time it is?"
I know what time it is.
Good.
I'll trust me. Like I think you know that I wouldn't break into your fucking place if it wasn't an emergency. I think we know each other that well.
An emergency, you say? Well, lay it on me, I guess.
You might want to sit down. Also, you need new locks.
So, did you fucking pick it again?
Again? It's been a year. It's been a year. I check them once a year.
It's getting expensive.
But
what's going on?
You choose bad ones. Like, ask me which ones to buy.
All right, fine. We'll make a trip to
Ajax
Lowe's.
open
God damn it.
You didn't Ajax open the lock, all right?
Anyway, so like we'll walk in and sit down. So, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Osric Fierceheart. Dead.
Oh, that's unexpected.
Very. Especially for somebody as fucking careful as he is.
Yeah, and deadly.
Yeah, like he is more careful and coy than I am, and I am a professional thief. Anyway, I have this. And I put the amulet like probably right next to him.
What the fuck is? Grabs it and looks a little closer. I have no fucking idea what this is.
God damn it!
I mean,
Exactly.
it's not for my people.
I know. Honestly, I came here and I was kind of expecting you to tell me you didn't know anything about it because I don't fucking know anything about it. I don't know this symbol. It makes me feel weird when I touch it, kind of like my dagger.
Kind of waves his hands over it for a bit. It's mildly magical, but not identifiable. It's like a trace almost. Maybe that's where that uneasy feeling is getting from.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's weird. Does that mean that, like, has it been more magical in the past? Can you tell that?
oh, if something magical and isn't, it's either one would not be in the condition that it's in right now, or it would be turned to dust, or residuum maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Make an insight check while you're talking to him.
Okay. 10.
You know him pretty well. He's a little off. And it's not necessarily because he might be tired, but something's off. He did not seem to react as shocked as you would think about the whole Osric death thing.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you're a little less shocked that Osric is dead than I am. Like,
well, I mean, it had to happen eventually, some point, right? Like that guy pokes the beehive all the time, right?
yeah, you aren't wrong. You really aren't. And he is a guard captain, going from criminal to guard, like criminal murderer to guard captain, kind of puts a target on your back. I did tell him I didn't think it was the smart idea, but you know what? He made it 3 years. Like I figured at that point that it was whatever.
Hello. Sorry.
Welcome back. Hey.
What did I miss?
Not much. Pigeon is talking to Hostile about the ambulance.
Do I have Osric's final entry? I probably would have copied it.
Sure.
Okay, I don't have the original, but this is the final thing that he wrote. If you want to go through this,
Who reads it? Well, it's nice to see that he still thinks about me.
that's the same thing.
Although he did refer to him as the scaly shit.
Yeah.
Though I think he used a lot nicer words to describe me than you.
Yeah, but you're much prettier than I am.
I don't think that's true.
Well, for people with skin.
Okay, yeah, like, true. But, like, dude, you're goddamn beautiful, man.
Thank you. Well,
Like, you take such good care of your scales. I don't understand how any of that shit works either.
you don't want to. It's very annoying. Okay. I'm gonna be straight up with you, and I want you to not be mad at me, okay?
You were the one following him, right?
No. For once, I
Okay.
was not. Trust me, that guy. If he saw a snake or anything snake-like following him, I imagine that's, throwing knife or whatever to the face. Not dealing with that shit. Honestly, I don't give a shit what he does anymore. As long as he doesn't come knocking on my door, we're all good.
I mean, not really that he can do that anymore.
Yeah. But, I might know somebody who saw something. And it
Do
might
I have to pay you for this?
No, because I imagine you're not gonna like the fact that it's another person like you who's not in our group
Oh.
that I do business with occasionally.
I mean, I'm not mad that you're doing business with another person. Like, I already knew you did that. I didn't think that a relationship between even just us, business wise, was exclusive, let alone my guild.
It's not the impression I got, but thanks. But so
No, you're about making money, and like, so am I. I work with people I don't particularly like all the time, and like, I mean, like, come on, like, I mean, you think I really like Lady Cohen Green that much?
Hey,
eh. Well, okay. Well, so all right. So this guy, he came to me earlier today in a panic about the shit that he saw. He didn't really give me a lot of details, but he was afraid for his life. So I set him up with one of my safe houses. And well, that's a good witness, I think. Really wasn't expecting you to come here so fucking soon. But
Well, figure that I probably wouldn't have if I had found out about this like myself, like firsthand.
yeah. So, but I could take you to him, and I'm gonna come with, because if he sees you and if any of your other weirdos are in on the whole thing, he's gonna dip. Like, he's skittish normally on a good day, but if he sees the rest of you or somebody he doesn't recognize coming up to it, he's gonna split. Guarantee we'll never find him. Ever.
Yeah, it can be just us.
Well, yeah, we can.
Rather, I think with what you just told me, I think it has to be just us.
Yeah, I guess we can. So, here, let me tell you where it is, and I'm gonna, before we leave, I'll be travel sized.
All right.
So he tells you that the safe house is on the outskirts of the sort of edge of north side. I actually put the thing on the GM layer. Here we go. There you go. It's right around over there.
Where? I don't see your pen.
Here.
Oh, okay.
So gives you the directions, and then he kind of sits on the table and turns himself into a small cobra. That has
Does
the
he have
same...
lasers coming out of his face?
No, unfortunately, unfortunately not. But he is the same scale colorations. He's got like a yellow underbelly and like black upper scales.
Do you want me to like carry you and we can go the fast way?
The snake nods.
Okay.
The snake.
It was going travel sized.
The snake has like a brown coat and a mustache.
French coat on.
I think I have Longstrider. I'll cast that on myself.
Okay, so you make about make the trip in less time. Let's see. But at least to go over the bridge, and then straight in line as possible. Okay. I'll say about long strider, just under 45 minutes with your speed. Actually, no, close to 30. I'll say close to 30 because it's like an hour, like from gate to gate over here.
Yeah, and like consider 10 feet plus dashes.
Yeah. Double dashes even.
Full
Yeah.
Naruto run.
Yeah, full Naruto run, exactly. Eventually make it to the
Fucking Justinian is turbo Lamboing to space.
you make it to one of the rooftops adjacent of it, and the snake crawls out of your clothes or wherever you're keeping him, and transforms back into Hostile. Right, it's that one down there. Let's go.
All right,
All
I'll follow your lead.
right, give me 1 second.
Oh, mask or no?
Up to you. As long as I'm here, I think it'll be okay.
Okay, then I'm gonna keep it on, just because I was just like, will this guy seeing the fucking motherfucking pigeon man make him run, you know?
I mean, if you want him to know what you look like underneath, be my guest.
Not right this second.
So, leads up, and he goes and knocks on the door a few times, waits a moment, and then kind of brings his hand up to his mouth, and Pigeon, you will see the tracings in the air of a message, to which it is sent inside. Give me 1 second. So. Well, didn't want to have to barge in. Pulls out the key to it and opens it up and walks inside. Look, I know you're probably hiding right now, and seriously, I don't blame you. But I got some people who can help. All you need to do is show yourself, and we can talk.
Did Hostile come in alone?
Yeah, he would have kind of like looked over to
Yeah,
Pigeon
I'd be
before entering
waiting.
and just be like wait behind the wall.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, and he would have walked in, and you just see him.
Say, Hostile would see the illusion of the wardrobe vanish, and Valen would be there. At the same time, Pigeon, you would probably notice a flying squirrel, or no, a sugar glider, kind of like a scurry, like glide past you and it scurry in the door. Valen would say, "It's just the two of you."
Yep.
Yeah, just the two of them. Or just the two of us, I should say.
Thought this was supposed to be a safe house. You're bringing visitors.
This one I trust. All right.
I've been working with him since I was, like, a child.
Yeah, you and me both. Doesn't mean I trust.
Look,
Doesn't
this
mean you
is-
trust who?
Sorry, water went down the wrong way. Doesn't mean I trust him that far.
I mean, we've always done right by each other, and look, you're in a bind, and now I'm also in a bind. So, we just gotta help each other. Look, you witnessed what happened, and he's a good he was a good friend of his. They just want to know.
The Pigeon Man was a good friend with a guard captain.
Before I was friends with him before he was a guard captain.
Odd friends.
You work with weird people when you're trying to save the world.
It's a whole fucking thing. We can get into it later, but
Yeah, the events 3 years ago, there's probably a lot about that you don't know.
Never concerned me much.
Don't blame you. Probably too busy working, right?
Well, that's the grind, isn't it?
Always. and you'll have me damned if you think I stopped working while saving the world.
Oh, we heard. The casino, the Acropolis. Word gets around.
It does. I'm a little more coy nowadays, but used to leave all the signs around.
Yeah, you like to make your presence known.
Only when it's big these days. If it's smaller or anything like that, I prefer just in and out. Makes it simpler that way. Anyways, my former acquaintance now. you know what happened?
Yeah, I saw it. I was outside the window when it happened.
Weird timing?
Yeah, would have been nice if I was a few minutes earlier, a few minutes later. I wouldn't have seen it.
Funny how the things like that work.
And if you remember, the room is on the 3rd floor.
Mm-hmm. So you saw it through the window. My acquaintances and I think there's magic involved, but are not completely sure.
It would make sense. One sec. I should do something. The elf did something, some gesture, and that's probably what did it. I couldn't hear when it was happening. I couldn't hear anything, not even my own breathing.
Not even your own breathing. That's weird, because, like, the guards said that they could hear themselves fine. But they must have seen you,
Who?
whoever did this. Because people in the barracks heard things just fine. Except for the events, but
I can assure you no one saw me.
I like your confidence.
Not all of us like to leave signs when we're stealing something.
Were you on a job?
Yeah, I was. I was supposed to get into a safe and get whatever was in there.
Oh, well, not much. So,
I didn't care.
do you confidentiality, of course, but would you be willing to share who you did this for?
I don't know.
You don't know. Well, I have the thing that they were probably after.
Well, if you want to do me a solid, I'll take it and deliver it.
I would like to get it magically investigated first, but I'll let you look at it, and I'll toss it over to you. You know anything about this?
I'm probably not waste time on a roll. I'm guessing I know nothing about this.
No, it's very ominous looking. Staring at it for too long makes you like, it gives you that like knot in your stomach. That's about it.
Actually, you know what? I said I wanted to get it investigated, but Hostel looked at it and said it's practically not magical, so
Well,
deliver it.
it's minorly magical, but
It's probably not worth getting looked at, though, right?
I mean, maybe somebody better than me might find something, but
I was thinking Levingham.
Jeez,
No,
kid,
you-
who don't
you-
you know?
Who don't I know? Your mother.
Wow.
Oh, when you say that, he gets a real dark expression on his face.
I take it you neither.
He kind of like throws the amulet back at you forcefully.
I didn't mean to push a button.
look, let's
I mean, it
not
was
try
kind of a
and
compliment.
kill each other just yet. You mentioned,
But yeah, I can get this looked at by Levingham, and I'll bring this back to you once I know anything about it. Anyway, what was Hostel saying?
you mentioned an elf. You didn't really mention any details to me about this guy. Did you get a good look at him?
No, he only gets so much with the dark vision. He was platinum blonde hair and dark leather. That's as much as I got of his form.
You saw the fight, though, right?
Yeah, I saw the fight. Yeah. The captain came in. He, I don't know, seemed worried. Locked the door behind him. Scribbled something in a book and put it in his book. Ripped out the page and put it in his safe. Went to get some booze. Took a drink. And then the elf appeared out of nowhere. The door didn't open, so how he got in, I'm not sure. I'm assuming he cast a spell, because that's when everything went quiet.
Silence, more than likely.
Your friend didn't waste any time. Grabbed that axe off his wall and just chucked it right at the elf. It didn't land, though. And the elf, he had this weird wet blade. It was a short. Was it like a short sword or so long sword to start?
Lengthwise, it was like about as like thick as like your normal short sword, but it was a bit longer, but not quite long sword length. So it's kind of like halfway in between.
It's about the size of a short sword, but when he swung it at the captain. The weapon seemed to expand. It came apart. It seemed to move like a whip. Multiple segments of the blade. A whirlwind of knives. He got quite a few hits on the captain. Captain gave some back, but never landed a proper hit with the axe. Mostly just kicks and punches.
They took his axe too.
Once he went down, I got out of there. But he took He took a real good hit from the elf, knocked him into the mirror. He went for some spin move with his axe, but the elf dodged it, and the sword formed back, or the blade whip turned back into a sword, and he got the captain in the gut with that.
And that's the end of Ozark Fear's heart. Well, that explains the wounds in his body. We were looking at them, and there were two, like, the wounds are jagged in a way, right? You know, it looked like it was serrated, but too clean. And not really enough bleeding. So, I mean, that at least explains that. Noted. Weird sword whip. How curious. That's all you know, right?
Yeah, that's all I saw.
Well, I do have another thing from his safe. That note, actually, that you watched him write.
Yeah, he seemed panicked.
Yeah, actually, the last full paragraph in here, he says, I need to be careful, though. Someone is following me, tracking me, something I can't shake no matter how fast I move. What alleys I slip into, what buildings I climb, it's there. But who? The Harkers wouldn't, the Pipers couldn't. Do you think that's referring to you, or the person that killed him?
No, it's not me. I could have if I needed to, but I didn't. My goal was to save. It had nothing to do with him. I was just there. I wasn't expecting him to show up that late in the evening, which is why I was there, scoping it out. I hadn't followed him at all.
That makes sense. You're a thief, I take it?
Has a pigeon heard of Valen before? I mean, if he started out as just like a pickpocket, but he's done some pretty good-sized jobs since he got his powers.
I would say, Pigeon, you've probably, especially in the past couple of years, as you've been building your network, you know that there's been a couple of, like, big, like, burglaries or things that some of your guys have been beaten to the punch to. And there's been, like, no sign of, like, anybody who's done it, you know. No calling card for those with egos. Barely anything in terms of trails or anything like that. So you can hazard a guess that at least for a couple of those things, maybe this is the guy that's been making big waves as of late.
Mm-hmm.
And they mostly took place on stormy nights.
Yeah. Which this time of year, especially, pretty common. Or well, actually, generally very common in Marduk, being in the middle of the ocean.
They'll say, yeah. A bit of a thief, more of a burglar lately.
I just always use thief, whether it's burglarizing or not. But yeah, like, yeah, you're a thief with, thief values. You know, you don't, particularly target the person, right? You want their shit. I think the same way. Most of the time, at least.
I mean, yeah, sometimes you see a mark who kind of deserves it and you go for him, but otherwise it's just the jewelry.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and, when it comes to work with my guild, no murder at all. Not allowed. If, you know, if any of my guys are in a situation where they think they might need to kill somebody, they need to get the fuck out.
That's good. I certainly don't go looking for a fight. I try and get out in and out without ever being noticed.
I imagine that's why you're hiding out at the moment.
Yeah, well, when you witness the guard captain getting murdered on the job by some creepy fucker with a weird weapon and magic, your future can look a little grim.
Yep, especially when you know, your past dealings are not particularly over the table.
Yeah, good thing you know old hostile. He kind of puts his hands on his hips, looking all proud of himself. But, you don't know who got you the job. Did you at least have somebody you would be able to drop off your score with, or a place to drop off your score?
So someone left a message with one of my contacts to they get a job for me. Sets up a meet. I meet them. They're wearing a mask. Not like the Pipers. So well, I thought that at first. I wouldn't work with those assholes. But he insisted he wasn't. Seemed honest at least about that. But I never got a name, never saw a face. Said, get what's in the Red Sash captain's safe, bring it back in 3 days' time, paid for expediency.
And that was how long ago?
How long ago was that?
3 days ago. I would say that happened a little over a day ago. So the drop off time would be in a little less than 48 hours.
About a day and a half, so almost in about a day and a half is when I was supposed to deliver it.
Well, you'll get it on time. Though I do expect a little kickback.
Something tells me it's not going to be that simple. I have a feeling if this person's involved, the one who did your friend in, they're willing to pay a lot, so maybe they're not looking to actually pay it. Take out any witnesses when the drop happened.
That is smart.
I would also presume you'd probably want a conversation with whoever's trying to break into your friend's safe.
Probably, yeah.
So there's always a catch.
Yeah, you're right. And honestly, really my conversation, like, my curiosity there is more so not even because he's my friend, but because I know what was in there now. Or rather, I have the things that were in there, and I don't know what the fuck they are.
Yeah, but your employer seems like they did, or were at least concerned enough that that's where they would be.
Try to go back through our messages real quick. well, the guy I met, he said that the Red Sashes, particularly their captain, was getting way too nosy regarding his associates. Had something important, some evidence.
Definitely this amulet.
Had to do with their activities.
Well, geez, why not just talk about saying what you want to say without saying it?
Well, he was right to assume I wouldn't know what the fuck that amulet is.
But
I mean, to be fair, I don't either. And had I been paid to do this, I would have done the same thing that you had planned to do. So,
but it seems like this guy either knows or knows somebody who knows. So either we beat the information out of him, or find who does and beat the information out of them. I mean, you guys can. I'm not going to.
yeah, not really a thing.
Not anymore. As long as they know that old hostile.
When was the last time you got in a fight? The Acropolis?
No. There was the one time when I had to come back to my old place, and there were some squatters who were rifling through some of the last of my stuff. So, but nothing a little mind control can't fix. So, not really a fight, but a minor altercation.
Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I'd say it's been almost 3 years. Yeah.
I make it a point to not have to sling the offensive spells at people. If I am doing that, I'm not doing my job very well. Or I'm getting into some shit with you.
Well, it's not even that you're getting into shit with me, it's that you're getting into shit with my acquaintances.
Yeah, well, either way. I felt pretty good about that because I was working with some real bona fide heroes this time. Now we're doing stuff out in the dark, out in the open. Not a thing that need people to see hostile again.
Yeah.
Like some people, I'm not as good at altering my form beyond the stake form, which isn't really helpful in a fight anyways. So
yeah. I think it's weird that this shit all started underground, then it went above ground, and now it's about in between now.
Yeah, funny how life works. So, but well, it looks like been most helpful, or not, because I've been really confused this whole time.
How do you think I feel?
I think that, what was your name? Or what do you want me to call you, rather?
He, chuckles. My name's Valen. Not all of us have your, what's the word? What word am I thinking of?
Sense of style, I guess. I don't know.
Persona?
Yeah. Not all of us need a persona.
Funnily enough, you want to know why I started with thieving with the persona?
Sure.
It was so my mom didn't find out.
What? I didn't.
Oh, I said it was so my mom didn't find out.
Must be real tough.
Yeah, I paid her bills a long time with a lot of money I made from stealing, and she had no fucking clue. She was so pissed when she found out. Though, she found out after the vigilante thing, so, she was kind of cool with it.
Oh.
Any hoozles. Valen, good to meet you. I think I know somebody that the both of us have to beat the piss out of. And I'll tell him where the pigeon coup is. In case he needs to show up at any time.
The pigeon coop.
Coop.
Yeah, the height, the not so well, the kind of not so secret base.
Yeah, the kind of not so secret base. I mean, it's not really a base. It's not like, and there's like no operations going on out of it. It's just my house.
Yeah.
Or my very, very large garage. I guess there is an operator. My band probably practices there, but that's about it.
Well, hate to say it, Valen, but I think you're in the shit now. But don't worry. Pigeon and his associates are real good at handling themselves in shitty situations.
And I'm supposed to watch that or take comfort in that after I watch the madcap get murdered.
Well,
Keep in mind he was by himself.
yeah, strength in numbers. He kind of like finger crossbows.
Yeah, I don't know. Numbers didn't help the Johns when he got involved.
Yeah, well, that's because we avoided most of the numbers. Because he's, he was not particularly the brightest.
Well, I don't know. Fat Tusk was pretty good at what he did. He just, he made bad friends, I would say.
I think he made bad friends, and I think that he, was too caught in the public eye.
I mean, I just meant the numbers didn't help the Johns when the madcap would just murder them en masse.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah, but we're talking about a bunch of yahoos with one fancy piece of clothing between themselves. These are guys, you know, they've fought people with like crazy powers. Like, I gotta tell you about the whole Acropolis thing. That shit was wild.
Or the Tarrasque.
Yeah, maybe don't mention that. I don't even want to know. And when he says that word, you have no idea what that means, Valen.
Yeah, he's kind of like, I don't know.
The what?
Just note there was a Tarrasque. And I look at Hostile, and I think you might want to agree with him. You might just not want to know.
Valen just turns his head to the flying squirrel on his shoulder, and him and the squirrel both shrug.
I don't know what that means.
Well.
So what happens now? Guess I'm the only witness to. You said that the guards in the place didn't hear anything, so I'm the only one that knows on what happened in there.
I don't want to get you involved with guards. So anything I tell the above ground people, I will keep your name out of it.
I appreciate that.
Well, who's to say they need to know? Who's to say they need to know anything until the job's done, right?
That was also my thought, but I have no clue how my acquaintances will feel about that.
Well, maybe go talk with them.
I'm pretty sure I know where they're at. They're where I'm going next, so...
Yeah, we can sit tight here for a bit.
Alright. Yeah, I can meet you guys back here after I go talk to Levingham. Because, I mean, I think that the next step is that, and then we can really think about the majority rather than just individual leads.
I can stick around for a little bit, but if things feel off, I'm gone.
Figured you were the type to do that. Don't blame you either.
Huh. Well, unless the old man in the tower can be anything more than what we already have, I think Valen's employer's the next best lead you got.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing. Like, in general, definitely the best lead overall, but, you know, I can go to Levingham now, and it's not particularly a waste of time.
Well, stop wasting time.
Yep,
We can sit pretty for a little bit.
I mean, you just do that.
Don't remind me.
Okay, and I am going to fucking book it for the Tower of Valendir.
Okay. With your long strider stopping by this point, I would imagine, but it's still pretty close, and it's, you know,
I mean, I could always just recast it.
yeah. So, we'll say as the other party is either getting ready to leave or towards the tail end of their conversation. The Magan servant comes up and opens the door. Says, "Master, there is another. They are here with some more evidence in the current matter. And they are wearing a bird mask." Levingham goes, "I know who it is. Send him in." And the pigeon man walks in as everyone is finishing up their tea.
Levingham,
That's my name.
catch.
He magics it in the air and brings it over to him. Ah, so this is the amulet in question that we were talking about. You certainly work fast, that's for sure.
I mean, I had it. I just went and talked to somebody else first.
Well, let me get to work. Perhaps discuss with your friends for a moment. I will need some time to properly go over this. I'm not going to rush it.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll kind of have a sit-down conversation. Well, Hostel gave me a lead about the only person who saw anything that happened. The stop it, dog. The what we thought were serrations, rather the things that looked like serrations but were too clean to be them. Apparently, an elf was in our friend's office and using a sword that broke up into pieces like a whip. He sliced and diced the madcap. And he had used some sort of spell, and our friend, our maybe new friend, couldn't hear a thing. Couldn't even hear himself breathing.
Quen,
Yes, sir.
as Justinian is describing this to your own skills,
I just saw the football
And-
man. Sorry.
and now that you kind of think about it a bit more, if this witness was outside
Mhm.
but still couldn't hear themselves, and the guards were downstairs but could hear everything just fine,
Mm-hmm.
more than likely silence, and the
Yeah.
guards were out of its range.
Certainly. And of course, my
given the
yeah.
given the position of where it seems like they were definitely on like, you know, Osric was kind of on the left side. They were kind of middle and down farther away, so definitely more than 20 feet away.
Okay. Yes, it seems as though we're dealing with a powerful spellcaster, someone who's able to cast silence. This troubles me. What do you think, Ajax? Excellent point. Arco. I'll throw it to you.
Sorry, I'm
No.
half asleep here.
No, it's.
I'm
having a ton of fun.
talking.
It's been a long week.
I started talking and I only just realized I was on mute.
Excellent point. I'll throw it to you, Arco.
We're finishing up soon. I just want to get a couple things out of the way.
No, this is
Just
great.
Ajax just standing completely still, looking at Quen dead-eyed.
Yeah.
If Ajax is trying to identify anything about the weapon in question, definitely weird. Not something you've encountered before.
Would it have been something I might have heard a rumor of or anything like that? Or is it that rare of a...
I'm just gonna look at skills real quick. Just want to see if there's something
Good.
beyond history that would be useful. Yeah, I'll say history is probably the best that I can think of.
All right. There it is.
I'll take your expertise into account. With weapons, so with a 12. Well, it's a blade that splits apart into multiple bladed segments, and they can throw it around like a whip. Definitely something you haven't seen before, but you have heard of weaponry similar, or at least conceptually similar to this, that comes out of Phelan warriors. Typically, some of the more what's the word? More well-trained, more elite people, and typically people that aren't part of like their military. These are usually specialists. People who might be adept in the art of blade singing, or even special eldritch knights or things like that. People who are both
They know
adept.
how to fight, but they're not like trained units of them and shit like that. They're like specialists and rarities out there.
These are usually people who devote much of their long elven life to learning a specific way of fighting. They would use weapons they might use weapons like this. They might specialize in more conventional weapons like spears, maybe double scimitars, or or double-bladed weapons. Some of the more exotic stuff that you would see some people fighting with. If you've never encountered one, thank God, because some of the stories you've heard is fucking terrifying.
They always sound like some sort of a fairy tale sort of story.
Yeah.
Out of the fucking faith horse and shit like that. But,
some anime
who's ever seen one of those?
In. Some anime motherfucker comes in with their fucking theme song playing.
Yeah, like that guy right there.
Yeah. Most curious.
So yeah, I'll share that information. Or what scant, like, hearsay that I've heard.
Yeah. enough to paint a picture, but not a whole lot that's like super definitive.
Yeah. Yeah, we've heard these weird rumors about shit with it sort of sounds like that, but you know, they're just fucking kid stories.
Yeah. Anything else Pigeon wishes to divulge to the party?
Is there anything else I can?
Yeah. I mean, other than just whatever was discussed during your thing.
Yeah, our friend was contracted to steal out of Madcap's safe. For somebody. Doesn't really know who, doesn't know why. And now that we know what we do, I imagine, and he imagines that this person has ulterior motives.
I mean,
So that's
They
probably
murdered-
our next lead.
they murdered a guard captain. I'm pretty sure they had a couple of different motivations.
No. These people are completely unrelated as far as we know.
Oh, this is your contact person. Right. Okay. Well, I don't know.
Like I said, as far as we know, these people are unrelated.
Across the room, you hear a loud "Confound it all!" As Levick was kind of like standing up from the table he was on with his hands on it, just looking down at the amulet. And he kind of points and it's like, "You reveal your secrets to me, even if I must break you apart piece by piece."
Ooh.
He's having a great time.
No, I have gotten nothing, even with the object directly in front of me, and taking extra time to pore through this divination. The only thing I can think of now is it is warded in some way against it, and against any sort of detection.
Break it. You can do it. You're not dead yet.
That's the thing. My contingency has yet to gestate, so I must be more careful with myself.
His contingency hasn't eaten yet?
Basically,
I know what you mean.
yeah,
This is Ajax just being like, what the fuck is he talking about?
it hasn't matured. Let's keep it at that. It's not ready.
Ah.
He kind of looks over and goes, "I don't suppose any of you have a dispel magic handy. I unfortunately was not prepared to do such things today."
Of course not. That would be convenient.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that spell because I didn't prepare it. I was about to. I was really thinking about it. Then I didn't prepare it
I don't.
because I thought, when is the next time I'm gonna need to dispel magic?
I don't think bards can have it.
I think
Bards,
bards,
yeah. They
Is it
can.
bards can.
It's on my. I don't see it on my list. It's. I'm sure it's there. I just am not seeing it.
If it's not specifically bard, then yeah, it's a bard, cleric, druid, paladin. Like fucking everybody can learn dispel
Oh wait.
magic.
Oh, it's 3rd level.
Yeah.
I have it prepared.
Ooh, let's go.
I do actually have it prepared.
Let's go.
I
You
thought it
wanna
was.
try it out?
I thought it was
I
first
wonder
or
I
second
couldn't
level. For some
find it.
reason.
It was already on my list.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I guess. Would you just quickly just refresh me on what we're dispelling?
It's
Amulet?
the amulet.
The
So
amulet,
Levingham can't, even with it in front of him and taking more time on his ritual, he still can't get anything from it. So he thinks that maybe there is some sort of really strong ward on it that is protecting identification or anything like that, and is even even to the point that beyond a minor magical bit, you can't really detect like strong abjuration to it. So he, stupidly enough, does not have dispel magic prepared. So
Wow,
He's
cool.
requesting help.
Of course.
The-
I mean, for me to help the great Levingham is a rare occurrence, but I will indulge. With this, I would take the amulet.
Okay. Cast Dispel Magic on it.
Yes.
Please make me a spellcasting ability check.
Yeah. Spell.
It's just
my
straight,
modifier.
straight charisma, yeah.
Okay. Just a charisma check. Yep.
Yes.
Got it. Did that roll? Yes, it did.
Ooh,
Oh,
it's a little short.
not good.
So you manage to grab onto it and focus really hard, and there's this kind of like small concussive force that comes from it.
Mhm.
I need to find something real quick. In the meantime, Quen, can you first roll me a D100?
Oh no! Bye, everyone. I'm gonna be lost in the temporal plane with Duncan.
Nothing of the sort.
A D100, you say?
Yes.
Okay. 30.
Okay. Now roll me a D10.
Oh, ugh.
I multiply the 2, and that's how much damage you take.
9.
Oh,
A mummy
this
lord
is
appears.
good. This is good. This is really good.
Okay.
There are a lot of weirder ones that were on this table, but I like this one a lot. So on a
okay.
30, and for 9. So Quen, you are now afflicted with short-term madness.
Oh,
For the
great.
next 9 minutes, you are incapacitated, and you spend this entire duration in some combination of screaming,
Oh, great.
laughing, or weeping.
I mean, that sounds like me when I listen to Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, same, but like with Ellie Goulding
yeah.
or Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Yeah. So as this happens, Quen, your eyes just completely glaze over. The amulet drops out of your hand, clattering onto the table. She falls to her knees and just begins sobbing or leading into maybe screaming or laughing, and it's like you cannot shake her from it.
Oh,
It
boy.
goes on for a while.
Sorry, everyone.
I turn
Well-
everybody else away and just go and say, "Don't worry, guys. This is normal.
I
It
know.
happens
This is
roughly
like...
once a month or so
Yeah.
for about a week. We should be okay if we just avoid her."
This is
Can
Quen
I-
after a bottle of wine.
Can I try to drag Quen like away so we can kind of continue
She's
this
incapacitated.
conversation?
You could
Yeah.
you could drag.
Oh,
her
okay,
away.
yeah, I'm gonna. Don't worry, guys. This is like pretty normal occurrence, and I'll kind of throw her on my shoulder, and I guess just
And she just
I don't know.
continues to
Arco!
go crazy.
Arco! You're such a good friend.
oh, I know, Quen. Let's get you outside and sit you down, get you some water,
Yeah, it's
maybe some pretzels.
water.
You know.
There was water in the river of my village at home.
Yeah, that's usually where water is. I don't know what else would be in a river other than water.
One time there was a fish in the river. It was great. It hopped in the air.
Huh. Fish,
This
huh?
is everything I had hoped
Gosh,
for.
no, it's fun. Okay, the worst part is I'm trying to think of how I can work in this joke that I have with my friends, where so like there was this time when a friend of mine was like, I don't remember what he took, but he was having a trip, right? And his roommate just walks into the room and runs screaming at him, "Bugs in your skin! Bugs in your skin! Bugs in your skin! Bugs in your
Oh
skin!"
no!
Arco, look at my arm. Are these bugs in my skin?
Nope, those seem to be, oh, maybe those are bugs. Well,
They are bugs.
I'm gonna set her down. Good luck with this. And then I'll
Alice.
go back.
Arco, don't leave me.
Ellis.
Yes.
You have 11 more minutes.
I can
know
do
what?
the Quen voice better,
Or
like
7.
like crying, and it's like easier for some reason.
So, as a source for your short-term madness,
Yes.
in that brief moment when you cast the dispel magic, when that
Mhm.
brief moment of connection from
Yes.
your spell casting into that object. You do see something. You will not be able to verbalize it until this escapade is over. In the darkness of your vision goes completely dark, and it feels like this fraction of a second drags on forever. And in that darkness, you see what looks like a hooded and masked face come into view. It is almost as dark as the darkness around you. The definition that you see is the brief bit of light that seems to be emanating just around yourself onto this mask. It looks as if it is made of polished obsidian, and there is this faint, purplish tinge to it in the right light. And behind the eye holes, where the eyes would be, there is nothing. It's the deepest black that you can ever possibly imagine, even darker than the darkness around you. Then all of a sudden, they open, like eyelids opening, and these brief shot of multicolored light coming from these eyes. And right as soon as you come to with beginning your fit of madness, right before everything this entire vision fades from you, you hear one thing. I see you. And it ends. And now you are screaming.
Oh, it's the Hat Man.
That's properly horrifying.
Good.
Wow.
I think we will end for today.
Yeah, I was gonna say that had a real sense of and that's where we end. To it.
Ooh, yeah, very a disturbing aura. Foreboding.
Yeah. When I was doing that a minute ago, my wife and niece walked in the room and they were like, "You okay? What the hell's wrong?" I'm like, "No, I'm just." I'm like, "It's I was trying to dispel an amulet, and it's night. So there's this curse on it, and they just walked out. They're like, whatever."
No, my character's going insane for a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah.
So.
I
Welcome back,
told
guys.
Mom, leave me be.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Ellis saw the Hat Man.
Yep. Yeah. Tremendously good to be back.
Dude, that's the Hat Man. 1000%.
The hat.
Gwen took.
Let's
Gwen
not
took
talk
too
about
much
the Hat
Benadryl,
Man, Smile.
and it's being the Hat Man.
All I
He
can
haunts
think
me
of is that
everywhere.
one song. All I can think of is that one song.
The Hat Man isn't real and he can't hurt you. The Hat Man, I see you.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think this is also a first. This is the first time that we've had a player character who has died.
Yeah.
Yeah, canonical death.
Rip.
How
Madcap.
fucking weird is it that the character who is replacing that character is the same player who saw their own character die?
I know.
Yeah, and it was their idea.
Mm.
Yeah. Cobra's
Whose
properly
big
evil,
idea
and I
was
love
this?
it.
Well, Justin,
I said you're properly evil, and I love it.
dude, I wanted to be like someone. You remember when the comedian was killed at the beginning of Watchmen?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, but just coming into that scene, like this tough motherfucker just got bodied.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wrote out like a whole fucking like play-by-play for Cobra for what he saw, and he got pretty much all of it. The very, it's like the elf releases himself with another sweeping strike, but in a fluid motion he feints and reforms the whip sword into a singular blade before piercing the halfling through the back as he lands. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
At one point tonight, I was looking at my little token of old Arco,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, all right, this isn't what Arco looks like anymore. He's definitely changed. He's a little
Oh, we didn't get to see my new token.
Yeah,
I dropped
I'm
it for a little
loading
bit.
mine right now.
Oh.
Ooh, let's see it. Ooh, is that it?
That's it. If Justin wants to blow it up.
Nice. Ooh,
Nice.
I like it.
Where is it? Oh.
Ooh, Valen. Let's see Valen. In Valen's name. That's all I can think.
Oh, are you guys still on
Nice.
roll
Yeah.
20?
Yeah.
Valen's
I
got
see.
Valen's got kind of Is it Manamarco? No, who is it?
No, I could kind of see Manamarco a little
Maybe
bit.
a little bit, yeah, something. Definitely got like an Elder Scrolls evil Falmor vibe to it too.
He's
Okay.
Is he a pact of Chain Warlock?
No.
No, why isn't the token there?
But he's,
Oh, because hold
he's
on.
a half elf too.
Give me... Oh, because you. Here we go. It's because here we go. Edit token property. Nope.
Well, no, he's
Orko, send or Cake, send me the token and I'll upload it.
Yeah.
he's a pact of the tome, but one of his rituals is find familiar.
Okay. Yeah, I have a Shumlock who also has one Find Familiar as a ritual. he has a bat. A vampire bat, which is a little on the nose because his name is Flab.
I don't know if it's been uploaded yet, but personally love my new Arco token. Definitely what I want him to look like.
Let's see, where's the Arco?
I'm trying to get it, but it won't fucking upload. So